one prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Prescription opioids. It only takes a little to lose a lot. Visit cdc.gov/RxAwareness.
Wawa and Chips Ahoy are teaming up to bring you handcrafted beverages that'll make your summer adventures epic. Like
going to the beach.
Going to the beach with a delicious and creamy Chips Ahoy milkshake. And
Binging season 3 of that show.
binging season 3 of that show with a tasty Chips Ahoy smoothie. Whatever you're doing this summer, make it epic. Chips Ahoy milkshakes, smoothies, and sundaes are here. Crafted to crave at Wawa.
On CNN tonight, an exclusive with President Joe Biden. Live with CNN's Don Lemon. A presidential town hall tonight at 8, only on CNN.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Fence Outlet's Fence in a Box saves money on a quality stockade wood fence that will make your backyard beautiful. It's so easy and everything is included for as low as $1,049 for an average backyard of 120 feet. No guesswork, and we deliver to your door. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. If you are in an accident, take pictures of everything. The damage, the roadways, and the other drivers, and call the police. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Injured, our America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lynch studio. Car accidents, other injuries? Call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I really, really appreciate it. We do have a lot of fun things coming up today. It's Wednesday, and that means we'll get some woke news from Deb. We'll have Animal House today at 4 o'clock. Scott Maxwell joins us today, and it's my favorite day to talk to Scott. My favorite days that we talk to Scott is the day that he publishes letters to the editor kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where he gets feedback from listeners or readers, and man, they are so respectful, and we'll get to hear about all that today. Of course, we'll do Ross Thoughts. No, we won't, because Ross is off today.
Oh, that's right.
That's right, trivia, plus a bunch of other stuff. Last call, ways for you to get registered for that summer of stuff, and we'll start the $1,000 giveaways around 4 o'clock. We'll give you those keywords for you to win that money. Don't forget about us on social media, Instagram, Facebook. That's at The Jim Colbert Show. We are also broadcasting a show on YouTube, Twitch, and, of course, on Facebook every single day. Take us wherever you go using the iHeartRadio app. Welcome to the show. I am Jim. To my left, my very lovely and dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
And straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
We are Rossless today.
Yeah, we are.
Rossless. Today is his birthday, 32 years old.
Aww. And he's going out like an old man to play golf with his best friend.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
so cute.
Deb and I were in here talking, and Deb's like, 32 is a big year for me. And I was actually
huge.
doing the math to figure out where I was at 32 years old, because I don't really think about that much anymore. It was because I'm born in December. So most of my years actually spent the following year. 2000, which would have been the year I spent most of my, 32nd year is 2000. And I was 2 years from getting divorced in a 9-year marriage at that time. 2 kids and the show. That was my life in 1990. And the show really, the Monsters had just kind of started. I say just kind of hit the main stride at like 95, 96. And by 99, it was pretty big. 2000.
Monsters 99, baby.
Oh, that was when it was the craziest.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at 32. It was weird because Deb and I were saying, like, Ross is kind of growing up a little bit. He's getting a little older. So, he doesn't talk about the same stuff when he comes to the station that he did when he was, just 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
He would come in and it would be, oh, man, everything was just bright and shiny. And it was just like full of life. And we have taken that from him.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, love it.
Radio.
Killed that light radio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the taker of souls, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
Oh, I lost mine in like 2003, I think.
I'm still looking for mine.
All right. So he's out there having a good time. It was so funny. Deb says, he's coming in town. I got a buddy coming in town. We're going to play some golf. Like 32 years old. I got a buddy coming in town. We're going to split a bottle of Jaeger.
I know, exactly.
And see if we can get in a fight at a strip club. That's what we're going to do at 32 back in the day.
Oh, it was cute to hear him.
Ross is talking about making plans for life and all this other stuff. It's actually kind of, it's really fun watching him grow up.
It is. At 32 was such a big deal for me because that is the year I did get a divorce.
Oh, wow, really?
I was 32 when I got a divorce.
Now, how long were you married?
7.5 years.
Okay.
I kind of. And I had just moved into my little house in Delaney Park, this little, 1925 bungalow.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
And then that's when the partying got.
And that's because it was interesting. On one hand, of course, it's devastating. It's devastating when your marriage is ending. But at the same time, especially when I found this perfect little house, it was just right for me and my dog. For the first time since my married life, I felt like
free.
I could
you
live.
Could do whatever you want.
My
right
life mattered. Yeah, I could do whatever I wanted.
That moment for me, that moment I'll never forget like that. It wasn't then, but the first day that when I moved out of my parents' house at 18, 19, whatever it was, and got my first apartment. I will never forget that first night in my own apartment when I knew nobody could come through that door if I didn't want them.
That's right.
Oh, man, that feeling is like, that's one of those euphoric feelings of growing up and getting older.
Yeah.
And that 21, of course, when you step in the bar and you know you're good.
Yep.
You don't have to, you walk in holding it out.
Exactly.
I blow it up onto one of those cards like we'll work for food cards, just walking in with my face in the cutout. This is who I am. Man, I had a buddy who used to make the best fake IDs back in the day because back in the day they were, it was like you get them in Cracker Jack boxes. They didn't really think about anybody faking them. Man, we faked them all the time. My buddy, he knew how to do that.
Really?
Oh,
I never had a fake ID.
Yeah.
I never had one good enough to work.
What they did was this. This is exactly how he made it. He got a piece of what's that paper? The cardboard that kids use for like projects.
Oh, like poster board?
Yeah, poster board, right? He got white poster board, and back in the day, and he got the exact same color of letters, and they just laid it out so it looked like a giant driver's license, and then put his face there. Like, took the picture with his face right there, right?
Yeah.
Like, holding up, then cropped it down on a copier, and then laminated it, and it worked.
That's brilliant.
That's how stupid people in the convenience stores are. Yeah. Oh, man, that thing worked all the time.
I mean, have you looked at your license recently?
Oh,
it's like a credit card with a hologram that goes through the card. I just noticed this just the other day. I was like waiting at Walgreens for prescription, so I had my ID in my hand, and I'm like, "Whoa, you can see through the card,
Listen,
but
man.
I see my outline."
Yeah, you see your face and hologram on it. You're like, "Whoa!"
Ain't no joking with that. I will tell you, when I was in the printing business,
faking that.
Oh no,
the idea of counterfeiting is always on that forefront because
I just noticed something.
What's that?
Above the little picture in the right, if you hold it, you can see the hologram of the first letter of your first name, your last name, and the year you were born.
Yeah.
Damn.
This one though,
there goes Deb's fake ID game.
You should look at it more.
Colors.
Man, the $100 bill, and and I don't even know. I think the
Show me
100
one of those. Let me take a look.
I think the 100 is the most counterfeited, but I think the 20 actually is the most counterfeited. I know the super bill is what they made the 100. When they make you ever heard of that term?
Yes.
No.
The super bill. So when they made the current 100, the fakes coming out of South America, I believe it was, were so good that they started calling them super bills.
Hey,
because
ma gente.
even seasoned Treasury Department workers or analysts had a difficult time spotting them because they nailed the paper, everything about it.
Really?
And then now I can't imagine how you could counterfeit that. I mean, there's so many mechanisms in a current $100 bill. I just can't imagine you could fake it. It seems like it would cost more to try to fake it than it would be just to get the 100, I mean, that stuff's not cheap. By the way, the equipment to do all this stuff, I know it's the feds, but the equipment to do that, if you were going to buy it to try to make a believable fake, I just can't even imagine how they do that. The equipment is so unbelievably precise and complicated.
It'll be back to gold bits, and everything else will be digital.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There's a digital
You
story.
got to have something to throw the poor.
There's a digital story today that may throw up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind the convenience of this, but I tell you, man, every day of my life that I go by, I'm like, the old days weren't so bad.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you had to really break into the bank to get the money back in the day. Like, you had to figure out how to get into the safe. That was actually a little better because now all you have to do is figure out how to use the electronics, and you can just steal people's livelihoods by walking by them.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that.
Just a little too much for me. I mean, that's I still don't mind I like the idea of cash, and I'm with Jack. A little gold doesn't hurt either.
No. And I'm also with people who maybe decide to keep it under their mattress.
All right, 407-916. By the way, you know what? There are people now with this giant real estate boom. Now, I'm not going to say it's a bunch of cases, but there are a number of people that have purchased homes or purchased property that had old homes on them and found stashes of money, coins.
Hell, in Michigan, 150 bowling balls.
Bowling balls, whiskey that people were hiding.
Yeah.
And I sort of, God, I hate admitting this because I'm 53. I do have a small addiction to TikTok right now. Okay? I do have but the TikTok.
Oh, you follow me, bro?
But the TikToks
I was going to say,
follow,
did you see Jack's video?
The TikToks I follow aren't really TikTok. It's animal TikToks and it's do-it-yourself, DIY TikToks, and a couple of others. So the DIY TikTok, though, man, there's this guy who he cuts holes in his drywall and he sticks stuff in there. And basically what he's doing, he's showing you how to do a drywall patch. But what he's doing is he's hiding his valuables in the walls of his house. So he'll cut a square and then take a bag of jewelry and put it in there. And, of course, he'll build a stop with a 2x4 across there and then seal it up. And he'll mark it with something like a picture or whatever. And he'll know behind that picture is this bag of jewelry. That's great until you get a card wreck.
Yeah, and you're the only one who knows it's there.
Then your $140,000 house is now $400,000.
Yeah, and then the people who buy that house renovate and look what we find.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that everyone's dream when you open up a wall? It's like, I want to find some money.
You guys remember when I bought this house? It had a safe in it. Had a safe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I found a DIY on TikTok. I just scroll them by. It's so addictive,
It's the most addictive of all the social medias to me, by the way.
If you ever had to hang a picture that has 2 hooks on the back, because you have to get them level, and it was just the way he did that with a piece of painter's tape, you mark them, then you put that on your level, and then you put that against the wall, you make it level, you mark the 2 spots where those nails go. And
That is brilliant.
It's so easy. I'm like, oh my God.
Because that way beats me erasing pen marks for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's when you have to have a magic eraser handy because that thing will take off the pencil marks.
Did you hear the story about the magic eraser the other day?
That's that's a social media trend.
People cleaning their teeth?
Because someone DIY, hey, you can take the stains off your teeth with a Mr. Eraser. Guess what else it took off?
The enamel.
The enamel.
Yeah. You deserve it, fool.
You know what I'm saying?
Magic erasers work so well. I'm a little sketched out by them. I'm like, okay, it's like the devil's work is happening here. You got to be careful.
My daughter's first car. We get my daughter's first car, the oldest daughter. So she's the first kid with a car, right? We find this little Honda Civic. I found it out in Castleberry while garage sailing. I find this little Honda. They don't want anything for it. And Hondas are just absolute. They're tanks. You just can't.
Oh yeah.
Good service record, so we buy it. It's not the prettiest car, but it's a car. It works great. AC's fine. Stereo works. And my daughter said, she called me. She goes, there was a bunch of little stains or something on it. And my daughter calls me one day and she says, Dad, you're going to be so proud of me. I figured out how to get those stains out. And I said, yeah, how'd you do that, baby? She goes, oh, man, the magic eraser took them right off. Oh! And I said, baby. Have I told you how good your smile is lately? said, "You're so pretty. Give me a hug." And I said, "But whatever you do, don't wash that car and look at that hood because it's going to look like a starry night.
Yeah.
Everywhere you touch that thing with that magic eraser, it's going to,
You're going to know.
You'd scratch that clear coat. Pretty good. Thank God, because the scratches are so fine, you can buff it out. But man, it is terrifying when you see it because it's just these little fuzzy, cloudy spots in your paint everywhere. On your brand new car. 407-916-1041. Got the shot today, guys. You'll be very happy to know.
Yay!
Got the first shot.
Which one? Polio?
The first shot.
Mumps? What?
First shot of the monkey bee virus for Jim.
Oh,
All right.
there you go.
No, I got the first shot. I got the Moderna. I did all my research.
Oh, good. I think that means you're going to get a tail.
Yeah, I did all the research. I figured the Moderna one is the one that's doing the most, and actually the company is doing very well. I believe if you look today,
Time out.
Yeah.
Did your research on which vaccine to get involve their stocks?
It involved how much money is being invested in them 100%, because that means the company that means the scientific community is showing faith in the company, and therefore the idea of the company is good, and people are investing money in it. They're having a very good week. They're going to continue to. They just introduced an mRNA-based flu vaccine for trial approvals for the FDA. Because this mRNA technology is pretty incredible, actually.
I was almost going to say it's the S, but yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
I was like, wait a second, we're doing radio, right?
So Moderna apparently has the best grip on this tech and is applying it the best, so that's what I chose, the Moderna. So if I die during the show today, you guys will know.
Sweet.
Yeah, you're not going to do that. I'll go to the other side and drag your ass back.
Kev, you're hosting tomorrow.
And by the way, it's so funny because my wife and I made the decision together. She's like, yeah, I think it's maybe there's enough time that's passed. I don't think anything's wrong. Let's go ahead and grab it. And
do your thing.
I decided to do it. And I was sitting and waiting today. I got it at a Target because CVS runs the pharmacies at Target, so you can get it there. I called, made my appointment, came in and sat down. The pharmacist comes out. You don't even feel like when I say don't feel it. I didn't either.
I didn't
know that she put it. I didn't know that it wasn't even injected. I didn't know.
Right.
I said, "That's it." She goes, "Yeah, that's it." And I go, "Wow, are you sure that it's in there?" I mean,
you want another?
It's on a topical, right? She said, "No problem." Got a little laugh there. But the interesting part of that was, after you get the vaccine. You have to wait there for 15 minutes or so because they want to make sure that you don't melt and or have some kind of adverse reaction to it, as if they're going to do anything at a Target. I guess it could get you a nice heating blanket to die under. But either way, so I get it. And this guy who is there, probably 34 years old, good shape, young man, sat down. He was rolling up his sleeve, and the pharmacist is talking to him, and I'm just kind of burying my head in TikTok, watching I got to do drywall stuff. And he starts talking to her, and he goes, "Yeah, man, I'm not dealing with this again." He goes, "I just got over this whole thing, and there's no way I'm going back to that world. I couldn't wait to get up here and get my shot." So the guy had just gone through having COVID for a little bit. Didn't really go into details, but you could tell it made quite an impact on him as a person. So, and he said his wife would be there too if she's pregnant though, so cannot.
Yeah, my daughter, who hates shots, at 22 was waiting because she figured, "Oh, I'm young. I can probably wait on this." Then ended up getting COVID. A couple weeks when she was done, as soon as she recovered from COVID, she said she got the shot.
Yeah.
Well, I think you have to wait 2 weeks after you're no longer showing symptoms, but that was a game changer for her as well.
Yeah, my man was wrapped up, masked up. Everything up. He was not taking any more chances. Apparently, COVID had left a lasting impression on his young ass. So I felt I was doing the right thing.
You did. Congratulations.
No soreness or anything yet. Somebody just texted me and said it's that second Moderna shot that's going to put a little boot in your ass. Did you feel that?
The second one was where I just felt a little lethargic the next day. You want to schedule it for maybe a Friday?
It actually is a Friday.
Yeah,
Good.
Perfect. Yeah. So that way you don't have to worry about the next day. You can keep it nice and clear. My wife, she actually had the low-grade fever and just kind of hung out in bed a little bit for half the day. I just felt a little lethargic, but 24 hours after that, we were 100%.
Oh, very good. Well, yeah. I feel good about it. I don't have any problems. Like I said, I did my due research. Did quite a bit of reading on all of these, by the way. The Johnson & Johnson I wouldn't be in the same room with. The Pfizer one, I guess, is okay. But the Moderna one is the one that if you read, everything about it seems to be the most effective and the most efficient. And as a 53-year-old man, I have to be careful, I guess. Do your research. Bottom line is get your vaccine. Someone just texted us at 77031. My wife works at the hospital. She says that of the COVID cases where patients have been vaccinated, none of them have the Pfizer vaccine. It has all been Moderna and J&J. The bottom line is get the vaccine. Yeah. You're going to be able to walk out of the hospital at the end, whereas you don't get the vaccine, and it's a 50-50 chance. And with the Delta variant, they're saying that they're getting sicker quicker, and much worse. When I was in the hospital with my mom here recently, I told you guys the doctors that visit Putnam County Medical come from all the other areas, Gainesville, whether it be Shands or North Florida Regional or Orange Park, Jacksonville. They come in to do their rounds there, and they were both saying that the hospitals in those areas, those more populated areas, are starting to fill up already with Delta variant cases. So that was also kind of weighing on my decision as well. What's coming up for news, Deb? Well, we've got weather authorities are keeping an eye on Florida's coast. We'll tell you why. Apple's biggest iPhone production plant is set back by severe flooding. Hope you weren't planning to get that new iPhone. Oh, Tori's got it. It's bananas. And a cop saves a man with a potato chip bag and a roll of tape. Nice. And every one of if we have any listeners who are EMTs, they're like, oh, yeah, I totally know what he did with that. that sounds like a TikTok video. Exactly. Another life hack. Exactly. And we'll tell you all about that life hack and more coming up during Woke News. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb's News, more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
What's more exciting than a brand new iPhone with a dozen cameras? How about Real Radio on your iPhone? Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center. Car crash? Call Clausman Law.
The stop-and-go ride continues eastbound on I-4 coming in from Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 to past 429. It's also heavy between U.S. 192 to 535. If you're traveling in the westbound direction, expect delays between Princeton Street and Colonial Drive, also between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway. No reported issues on the 408 at this time. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Orange County Health Services, ocfl.net/careers. Orange County Corrections Health Services is currently hiring registered nurses, nursing unit supervisors, and medical clerks to join the team. Enjoy same-day benefits, competitive wage, and up to a $2,500 sign-on bonus. Apply online at ocfl.net/careers.
Man, when I think about my custom fits from Mossy Oak Fence, I think about high quality, because that's exactly what it is. Man, those skilled craftsmen over at Mossy Oak know how to build a fence, and they do it with the very best materials, high quality, backed by the best warranty in the business, and sensibility. That's what I think as well, because Mossy Oak offers affordable payment plans as well. Think about safety and security, because your family's safety and security is Mossy Oak's #1 priority. So look, if you're thinking about a new fence in general, think about Mossy Oak Fences. These guys can do it with all styles, all sizes, all shapes. They're awesome, and they're all about protecting your family. Hop on board today. MossyOakFences.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
The Summer of Trucks sales event is going on right now down at Nation's Trucks. Ford, Chevy, Dodge Ram, and GMC. Interest rates as low as 1.99% and no payments till November with approved credit. Start driving the truck that you deserve. Visit nationstrucks.com today.
When emails are answered, workout is finished, kids are dressed, and the sun is barely up, it's time for McDonald's. Now with bundles, your order is automatic, like a sausage McMuffin and hash browns for $2 or a McDouble and small fries for $3 later. With so much juggling in a day, the easiest part is getting your faves with bundles at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid when product served. Offer not valid for McDelivery.
When I lost my Chase debit card, I was like... But I locked my card on my Chase mobile app, and that feels like... That's what security feels like. Card locked.
Check and lock down your money with security from Chase. Control feels good. Learn more at chase.com/banking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Enroll in Chase online or on the Chase mobile app. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, and a member FDIC.
At Walgreens, we're committed to the fight against COVID-19. That's why we offer contactless COVID-19 testing with same-day results at thousands of locations nationwide for patients ages 3 and up. Our pharmacy experts have administered millions of tests and are here to help when you need us. Schedule your COVID-19 test at no cost to you at walgreens.com/COVID-19 testing.
No cost to you with most insurance or government assistance. For ages 3 and up at select test locations. Test results turnaround time may vary by location depending on test type.
Team USA is ready for the Olympic Games. And so is Jacob.
Whoa! I've got my lucky shirt and Xfinity Flex.
Oh yeah, Jacob's family got Xfinity Internet with Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig and a Flex 4K streaming box free, plus Peacock Premium included. So Jacob is ready for anything.
Go Team USA!
With the best of the Olympics and top streaming apps, it's all of Jacob's favorites in one place. Entertainment starts at free with Flex, included with Xfinity Internet.
Get started with Xfinity Internet for only $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. And get a Flex 4K streaming box free. Plus, ask about Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig. Offer ends August 8th, so go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Restrictions apply. New performance starter customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig speed Wi-Fi requires gigabit internet and compatible X5 gateway. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Peacock subscription required.
Xfinity, proud partner of Team USA.
It's time to toast your day with your favorite topped, toasty, and tasty eats from Dunkin'. You could top your day with the new bacon-topped avocado toast, featuring delicious crumbled cherrywood smoked bacon. Or you could warm up to an avocado toast or grilled cheese melt. America runs on Dunkin'.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
There is nothing harder than being a parent right now. So if your house currently sounds like this, you need a break. And surprisingly, donating plasma at BioLife Plasma Services can give you a break. Stay with me here. It's a physical break from the kids. Yes, finally some alone time. Give your bank account a break. You could earn up to $900 in your first month. And a break from reality. Free Wi-Fi, baby. So book an appointment today to donate your life-saving plasma. BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
Now the app you use to listen to all your favorite radio stations and podcasts is also your free music app. Yep, the free iHeart app now lets you create playlists totally free. Hear a song on the radio that you love? Just grab it and start a brand new playlist of oh wow songs. You're one tap away from being able to save all the songs from your favorite stations. So go ahead, get started now. It's free. Do one for every day of the week. It's entirely up to you and entirely free on the iHeart app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Any legal issue, Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show, already in progress.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You're a half an hour away from your first keyword to try to win that $1,000. We'll do that at 4 o'clock. Plus, we'll have Animal House as well. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there. Ross taking the day off for his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Here's Deb. Let's get some news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
Woke News, as always, is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen Saturday when he's also host of the Home Loans Radio Show.
The dude's everywhere. He's like omnipresent right now.
He is, exactly. There are indications that the red tide situation in Tampa Bay may be getting better. Governor Ron DeSantis addressed a news conference on the issue today in St. Petersburg. The governor said the bay looks better than it did a week ago. That's something. DeSantis also pointed out that Tropical Storm Elsa may have pushed more of the toxic algae into the bay earlier this month. But, you know, for the beaches and the cleanup continues.
Uh-huh. That's a great smell, isn't it?
Yeah, that
Couple
is.
100,000 rotting fish.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it's not hot.
Weather authorities are keeping an eye on Florida's coast. The National Hurricane Center is watching a low-pressure system Friday and Saturday. It has a chance of developing into a tropical depression. Only about a 20% chance, but it's an old trough that's come off the coast of South Carolina. But if it sits over those very warm waters, it could end up developing into something. They may, if they're going to keep an eye.
Let me tell you what, if it develops into anything like we drove home in yesterday from Universal Studios, my Jesus. My God. I was like, what did Orlando do to deserve that? Because that was a bitch slapping yesterday.
That was. I saw some rainfall totals, Jack, in your neighborhood in Winter Springs.
Yeah.
Close to 5 inches of rain. Jimmy, in your neck of the woods, this was a total for North Oviedo that I saw over 6 inches of rain. The radar driving home away from you guys was like, oh, Lord, please watch over them because that's not going to be a fun drive.
Got home last night. My wife said, we were talking about the drive home. She goes, I opened the door or looked at the front window, which is only a few feet from our front yard, couldn't see the grass.
Yeah.
Like raining so hard, it was a whiteout.
I've never had to drive through rain that bad.
Yeah.
It was white knuckle.
The skies were just so unbelievably ominous. And today, we're expecting more of the same sea breeze action, but the East Coast sea breeze is pinned. So a lot of that weather is going to go and sit over Seminole County, Volusia, Brevard, almost just like it did yesterday.
And it seems to be like it's super muggy out. And when it's muggy out, that's when we get the most severe storms.
Yeah.
And when that heat just sits and it's all wet.
You know, you get that sun baking and turning those cumulus clouds and cumulus nimbus.
Yeah.
If the storm does develop into something, it will be called Fred. A very intimidating Fred.
There you go.
There's never been an intimidating Fred. That's the most boring.
My name is Fred.
Yeah. Hurricane Fred came in and drank all our milk and didn't flush the toilet when he left. Because that's what Fred does.
That's
all
Fred?
Freds do. Hurricane Fred came in today and told us what we shouldn't be doing with our lives. And then told me to put my BB gun away.
All right, to a story that has kind of quieted down as the search for the last victims continues. A judge says victims and families suffering losses in the Surfside condominium collapse will get an initial $150 million. Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Michael Hansman says the amount is the total of $50 million of insurance on the building and $100 million expected from the proceeds of the property. Because, again, this judge feels that let's sell it now. Let's get this money into the hands of the victims rather than waiting for an agency or a government, entity to come in and turn it into a memorial or drag their feet. The amount still doesn't include, though, settlements from several lawsuits.
Yeah, sure. There's a whole bunch
that
of
have
lawsuits
been filed in the case, and a whole bunch more that are coming.
Because you figure, they thought the original thing was like 140 something people that were in. That was the total missing. They found almost 100 is about what it is.
Yeah.
So you talk about dividing that money up. I don't know what happened taxes wise with that kind of money, and I don't know where people are, but they still have to pay off mortgages on those things if they own them, and still have to find a place to live. And $1 million sounds like a lot of money, guys.
It's
but when
not.
you're paying off a condo that you may owe $500,000 on, and then talk about the housing market for $500,000 to find something that's close to what they were living in before, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, and not only that, you for a lot of these families, you had to pay $600,000 just to get a basic condominium in those towers. So you're already spending close to $1 million just to live there. You have Paraguay's first lady lost her sister.
Crazy.
You have some other shakers and movers who were living there. That Los Angeles music executive that we had talked about for Live Nation. So we'll continue to follow that case as well. Now, closer to home, the COVID-19 vaccination site at Orlando International Airport is closing.
Why?
Officials made the announcement in a social media post yesterday. The site was located near the entrance to arriving flights in the building. This, as Orange County, of course, is reporting that 61.2% of people 12 and older have received a coronavirus vaccine. Who knows with the numbers going up because of the Delta variant, if that will change. I did want to bring this up outside of a formal news story, but I'm thinking of it, Jimmy, because you yourself have your mom in a rehab facility right now, but she was in the hospital. And just yesterday, you were telling us that your sister had gone up to visit her walked your mother into the facility, walked out to her car, and was not able to re-enter the building.
Could not go back in.
And that is the case at a lot of hospitals around Florida already, specifically South Florida and in Jacksonville.
Did they trick her? Did they say, I think your lights are on?
No.
And so she goes out to the car and they're like, quick, lock the door.
She honestly, I think, I haven't talked to her since, but she may have just gone to lunch or made a run or something like that just to get her set in there. And then I tried to call the facility today. I did not get through to find out if that was true or not. But apparently it is.
Yeah, so what I would do is if you have a friend or a family member who is in the hospital and you're kind of thinking you have time to visit, I wouldn't wait because a lot of hospitals, none that I've read or heard anybody here locally changing their visitation policy. But if these cases continue to go up, that's going to be that. And then, of course, nursing homes potentially, depending on vaccination rates and such. Now, Florida's governor is repeating a call to get vaccinating, saying it virtually eliminates the chance of dying from COVID-19. Governor DeSantis, however, also criticized some local communities pushing for mask mandates. Again, Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings is asking businesses to once again require masks.
Saw a lot of them today.
Yeah.
A lot of people voluntarily wearing them again.
Well, Governor DeSantis addressed the COVID spike at that news conference he was at addressing Red Tide in St. Petersburg, and he said people are making calculated choices based on their understanding of risk. I think he was specifically talking about you. I didn't know you guys got off the phone right before the show. He says who do get vaccinated have a survival rate of close to 100%.
Yeah.
All right, those who want freedom in Cuba are going to rally in Volusia County tonight. Keep this in mind on your way home because it's going to be right around that drive time into land. Chica's Cuban Cafe is hosting the rally tonight. The couple that owns the restaurant say they want to stand in solidarity with our people in Cuba, and they also call on every freedom-loving American to join them. Probably some good food, too. The rally runs from 5 to 7 at the restaurant, which is located on South Woodland Boulevard.
Man, Russ grew up with this guy named Ernie Vega, whose parents owned the Vega Cafe on Highway 50, which is now a Black Bean Deli.
Oh, I love that
And
place.
they made a thing called a chori ham, which is like a chorizo ham, thinly sliced chorizo ham pressed sandwich with black bean soup, and you would just dip the sandwich into the soup. And I swear on my life, to this day, top 10 sandwiches I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
such good food.
So amazing. And really not a big sandwich. Just the flavor was just out of bounds good.
Everything you needed. Here's the story we've been covering for a while. The husband and father-in-law convicted in the murder of Nicole Montalvo faced their sentencing today. Christopher Otero Rivera and his father, Angel Luis Rivera, were both found guilty of second-degree murder in the case, among other charges. They were just sentenced to life in prison today, both of them. The young mother disappeared after dropping off the couple's son, who he himself, at his 7 years old, had begged his mother, don't go and see daddy. Don't go see daddy. Well, she dropped him off at Rivera's home, and that's where her body was later discovered. Again, they're both sentenced to life in prison.
So now that child, no dad, no grandfather, no mom.
No mom. And if you remember, the Otero, his mother had also been arrested. I don't know if she's still facing charges. His brother.
Right.
So that child basically, in all intents and purposes, is kind of an orphan.
Yeah,
sadly.
I don't know anything about her side of the family. I'm sure there are other grandparents, other family members that may be able to pick up the slack. But God Almighty, what a tragic case that is.
It really is.
It's been gross too. It really has. This entire thing, this whole idea of the family taking her out.
I know.
It's just so. It's just so lascivious, you know.
Yes.
And the grandmother was cleared, I guess.
I can't. The last I remember, she had been arrested and then released because of tampering with evidence, I believe, or giving false information. And then the brother, he's in his own world of S because you remember his phone was caught with child porn. So Rivera's brother is also going to be...
Man, that is an exceptionally well-bred family.
Mwah. Good job, guys. You need definitely more chlorine in your gene pool. Authorities are reporting that a couple killed on I-4 on July 11th were the victims of a hit and run. One of 16 fatal hit and runs that the Florida Highway Patrol is currently investigating in Central Florida.
Let me ask you, I bet money, if you started looking at the hit and run numbers, they have exploded since 2010.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
The texting and driving, man. Texting and driving. You swerve off the side of the road, somebody's walking. I see people walking on the side of the road, I'm like, you are literally out of your effing mind being within 20 feet of a road, the side of a road, anywhere in the world right now.
Try riding a bike.
Oh,
Exactly.
man, no, thank you, sir.
And apparently, I believe in this case that they were in a vehicle. Police say Army veteran David Roman and his wife Minerva Barreto died in the crash after being struck by another vehicle that fled the scene. Troopers are asking the public, this couple's family are begging the public to contact them if they have any information of the crash. And of course, leaving the scene of a deadly hit and run or of a deadly accident is a first-degree felony.
Yeah. Optics
so
are
when they
bad there,
catch
too.
you, so when they catch you, it's going to be far worse than if you'd stayed. All right, Florida has its first 3D printed house.
That sounds safe.
And it's in Tallahassee.
Oh, really? That's nice.
The home sits on
Is it
Clay
like
Street
inkjet or dot matrix?
in Griffin Heights.
It's a concrete jet, isn't it? And it jets out these tubes. It looks like tubes of concrete, and they just layer them on top of each other. It's a weird-looking thing, though.
Well, company officials from Printed Farms believe this may be the future of home construction. The machinery costs between $500,000 to $750,000. The house itself has a total cost of about $175,000 to $200,000. And if you've done any shopping for a home recently, good luck trying to find anything in that price.
Yeah, no thanks.
So, but the ability to get a 3D printed home and get a family into their first home, that's something that's relatively, affordable.
What's weird for that to me is because in the state of Florida, the building codes are so high here. I mean, you really have to adhere to a lot of different building standards in Florida than you do anywhere else in the U.S., I think. Maybe in Tornado Alley, something like that. But, man, in Florida, it's got to be built quite well. So it's interesting to see that this 3D printer not only made the house, but made it strong enough where it would pass muster with the state.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But I like the idea of the way of building it, keeping it affordable, making it safe.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, that the drought out west has gotten so bad that there's a town in Utah that's just cut off any new home development.
I saw that, yeah. By the way, Deborah, this thing, if it's the same thing, again on TikTok, sorry, God.
Do you hear yourself when you say that?
I lose one day of life every time I say that out loud. I know for a fact I do. Anyway, on TikTok, there's a machine that does it. And you know what it looks like? If you want to know what it looks seriously, it looks like a giant icing bag, like when you're icing a cake. And they fill up that icing bag.
Oh, yeah.
It's called a piping bag, I
Right,
believe.
yeah.
When you fill up the piping bag, imagine a giant piping bag full of concrete. And this thing just on a CAD system, and it basically just electronically puts out exactly enough concrete to make like a tube. And then they lay the tubes on top of each other, and then it dries, and boom, there's your concrete structure.
And there's your house.
No rebar, though. That's the weird part of it. That's what I'm talking about.
The safety part, yeah.
Because, I mean, there's got to be rebar and stuff in that to maintain the strength. I don't
You'll
know how
have
they
to
do
go
that.
on. We'll go on TikTok and find a find a hack for it, Jimmy.
Don't say that anymore.
All right.
I don't watch it too much. Actually, it just took over my Facebook page.
Oh.
I spent more time on TikTok last week than I did on any of my other social media
Really?
combined.
And it's funny because it's the animal TikToks and the DIYs, I believe, are the most popular. And then the other one is the one of Jack dressed up and singing about Jeffrey Bezos.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that one.
Did you see that one?
I don't know. Ross just opened his TikTok up and just started loading videos that he already made, and it's exploding.
Really?
Yeah, it's doing very well.
Awesome. So glad to hear that because he's so talented with those things. All right, finally, speaking of talent, like I said, any of our audience members who are firefighters, EMTs especially, are probably going, oh, yeah. An NYPD officer is being called a hero for saving a man's life, again, with an empty bag of potato chips and a roll of tape.
Can we take a guess how he did it?
Of course.
Jack?
Okay, bag of roll of chips. So it wouldn't be CPR. They can do that automatically. No. Okay, like a tourniquet, covering a wound.
No.
Isn't it?
No,
is
no.
it?
Oh, give me another. You take your chance.
God, I wish you played poker.
I thought it was one of those bags. Like he made a bag that you put, and you squeeze it to kind of help inflate the lungs, like one of those things.
No. In this case, Officer Ronald Kennedy used those supplies after a man was stabbed on Lenox and 125th Street back in July 7th. The bag of chips was the perfect size to cover the wound, and the man survived.
Damn. Wow.
Kennedy said he learned the life-saving move from his days working as an EMT.
I'll be damned. I did not know that.
Cool.
So it acts like a skin almost?
Well,
So just anything you're not going to put tape over. Like you need to put something to cover it.
Right.
So it's
that
just basically
pressure on.
Got
a
it.
cover for the wound, and then you could tape over that, just like because you don't have gauze.
Got it. Yeah.
Just like one time I remember watching a show and someone had used like the tube of a Bic pen as a trach tube.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, because the Bic pen, the reason the end of it is open like that is because, or the cap has a hole in it. In case you swallow the cap, you can still breathe through the cap hole.
Oh, really?
Yes, if you look at a Bic pen, the top of it, the cap of the pen is open. That's why, because when people chew on those pen tops, they'll swallow them. And if they swallowed it, they can still breathe within there while it was being retrieved from the... Bic is so
Humans
smart.
are so stupid.
They should make them flavored.
You see that on TikTok?
I was just about to ask
I'm
that.
so sorry I ever said that. I'm deleting it as soon as we go to break. Ah, shit! I can't!
Exactly. It has you by the short hairs.
Oh, yeah, China has them.
Oh, yeah, he does. Then they're watching your every move while you're watching the TikToks.
It's a burner phone.
My burner TikTok phone.
It's not.
Well, now you all are officially woke. And again, Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. And if you find yourself kind of confused with all of the news about the mortgage industry, mortgage applications are up, mortgage applications are down, inventory, you want to just clear all of that confusion right away with one simple visit. HomeLoansRadio.com. You don't even have to get on the phone. You can start a chat with Don right there from your office. It's the most convenient way to get pre-approved for a mortgage or to find out if now is the good time to refinance. Again, it's HomeLoansRadio.com.
407-916-1041. Of course, you can always text our show at 77031. We can all agree the food scene in Central Florida has exploded, and it's about to get a little bigger. A big-time chain coming into town, but I know for a fact you've never even heard of it. We'll do that next.
Oh, hi. You need something? Just say it. Real Radio 104.1.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Kristen Giannis here with your forecast. So a hot, humid day ahead. We'll hit 94 in Orlando, solid low 90s along the east side of the state. Heat index values as high as 102 today. So take it easy. West-southwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Showers and thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. We'll keep the coverage at 40%. Tonight, dropping down to the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. Hope you're having a great day in the Fox 35 Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Kristen Giannis.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Connect has great prices for everything on your back-to-school list. Now, Staples one-subject notebooks are 25 cents each, and Crayola 24-count crayons, 2-pocket poly folders, and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are 50 cents each. Offer ends 9/18. Notebooks in-store only. Limit 30. Prices may vary online.
Man, check this out with Rebath, dealing with a national company. Set of standards, policies, and procedures to make sure you get the job you order every time on time. That's what they do. And Rebath gives you bathrooms. That's all they do. As a matter of fact, they're a bathroom remodeler, and they can come in and either remodel or completely replace your bathroom. They are not a chuck-in-the-truck contractor. Not that those guys are awful people, but some of them can be. If you've heard nightmare stories about those guys showing up, getting a deposit, then disappearing for 2 or 3 weeks, coming back, doing a week of work, and then leaving again, you never know when it's done. A lot of these guys also switch materials on you. You'll buy something, you're like, yeah, that's what I want, and then they'll switch it out for something that's really close and save money sticking it to you. Don't do that. Rebath gives you great products right off the bat from companies you've known forever. Delta, Moen, Kohler, Birch Cabinetry. That's what they install. Natural stone like travertine and marble. All those colors you want cut perfectly for no grout lines. And they do everything. Toilet, tub, tile, lighting. It's all right there. Their showroom is amazing. Check it out. 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, look at that, then have these guys come in and give you a quote on a bathroom. They can do that quick like. Until then, check out the website, look at those before and afters, and then book your appointment. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Save up to $1,000 on select Sleep Number 360 Smart Beds and adjustable bases, plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead.
Cannonball!
Today, he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab an ice-cold can of Heineken. When another man-child-made wave embraces you.
Incoming!
It's okay, though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
Hello, Florida. Switching to Geico is a good idea, especially when you consider everything.
First off, Geico makes it easy to switch, and you can contact your local agent for personalized assistance.
But having a trusted insurer in your life could make you feel so secure that you'll want to do something dangerous like run through a cactus patch, and that never ends well.
Well, if you switch to Geico, you could save hundreds on car insurance, and you could keep saving by bundling your motorcycle, boat, and RV, plus your renter's insurance.
But saving money might make you want to giggle gleefully, and when your mouth's open, a stray acorn could fall in there. It happens a lot, actually.
Well, they do have an industry-leading mobile app you can use to pay your bill, file and manage a claim, or add a new driver. And they offer discounts to military and federal employees.
And that might make you so happy that you start whistling all the time. Who likes whistling? Name one person.
Well, Geico is the largest car insurer in the state and has been saving people money for 85 years. It's hard to beat that.
But you're right.
Switch to Geico. It's obviously a good idea.
There are 1,000 reasons you're too busy to shop for groceries. 1,001 if you include teaching your cat Sprinkles to high five. So order your groceries from Walmart instead. Our team of expert shoppers is trained to handpick the best, freshest items, and you can choose fast delivery or free pickup. So you get the juiciest tomatoes, sweetest mangoes, and tastiest ribs while saving time for other things. If that doesn't earn you a high five from Sprinkles, I'm not sure what will. Order your groceries from Walmart today. $35 minimum. Delivery fees and restrictions apply.
Enjoy a powerful business upgrade with Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event. Get amazing savings with up to 50% off high-performance computers and tech built for business, and be able to take your office with you with Windows 10 Pro. Plus, get great offers on Dell servers, monitors, docks, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, and speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This year full of real radio is brought to you by Klausman Law. Car crash? Call Glenn Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com.
Instagram. It's not just for dog. Oh my God, look at this cute puppy.
At Real Radio 1041.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Real Radio 104.1. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Your keyword for your first shot at that $1,000 is just a few minutes away. We'll do that at the top of the hour. And, of course, on the other side of 4 o'clock, we'll have Animal House. The guys from Petalance of Greater Orlando joining us today.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo!
they got a couple of fun things going on.
Very cool. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Ross taking the day off for his birthday. Happy birthday there, buddy. Hope you have a good one. I know we played some golf this morning with a buddy of his, which is cool. It would trip out of people. So we should actually put a video up of Ross's golf swing. People would lose their mind if they ever saw Ross's golf swing, because he does not.
It's good, you're saying.
Oh Jesus, it's bananas. I mean, you wouldn't believe that a guy that is that
Like how I try to narrow down, the gym vernacular is good. Jesus, it's bananas. Like,
I know.
You could go either way on that.
You really could.
It's so silky smooth and good. His mother's been a golf teacher. His father was a touring pro for years.
So was his mom,
Yes.
LGPGA.
LPGA. In his genes.
Yeah, it's in his genes, and he can. He's got a great swing. He doesn't play anymore, but
But when he does, he plays in his genes.
Yeah, but he probably does actually. But he's not playing today. But we have to do that. We have to get maybe Ross and I'll go hit some balls, and we'll take some video of each other's swings. But Ross's swing is like pro good.
Really?
I mean, he didn't hit it good, but he swings it good. So there's I told you guys before the break, there's a new franchise coming into town. Everybody freaked out. Remember when PDQ came in?
Oh, yeah.
And I think Whataburger came in town for a while, and then Wahlburgers came in town for a while.
And then left.
Wahlburgers, did they leave already?
Well, yeah, the one shut down downtown. It's been shut down.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's been closed for a year.
But that was kind of a newer franchise. The other two, like for me, Culver's and PDQ, I've never heard of before they were here, but they were already an established thing.
Also, that California burger place that was in town for a hot minute. It was over there on 1792.
Yeah.
What was that called?
Shake Shack?
No. It was something else, and now that's a different burger place.
Yeah, but it's something else. It was, it was like a surfing-based thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Texters will get it at 77031.
Please.
My buddies over at Orlando Weekly, Fias and all the guys over there always pick up on the local stuff. And again, they've done that. This is where this is from. But I'd never even heard of this place before. But apparently, this is the largest growing Asian-based restaurant chain in the world right now. What do you think they serve? Panda? Okay, they serve panda. That's not too racist, but go ahead.
I didn't say panda.
Okay.
I said panda.
They do not.
Like you're thinking of Panda Express.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now, what do you think? Their primary
it's called a save.
Seal?
Their primary dish. God, Jack, you're just digging.
He's just.
I'm just gonna sit back and let you dig.
Yeah, exactly. Fish?
Not fish.
No, I didn't mean the animal seal. I meant the singer.
Take a real shot.
So what do they serve? Rice, all different types of rice.
All different kinds of rice. Again, Jack sticking with the racism.
It's not race. It's stereotypes. It's not racism.
No, it's fried chicken. This is a Filipino-based restaurant called Jollibee. Jollibee. They made the announcement a few months back that they're going to be out by UCF. And when I looked at the menu, I was as shocked as you guys. I'm like, what? And it is straight up fried chicken with like mashed potatoes and gravy. But what's weird is it says, okay, here's one of their combos. Here's a chicken joy combo, right?
Okay.
Chicken joy.
Chicken joy.
One piece of chicken joy with jolly spaghetti. So you get fried chicken and the side is spaghetti.
Oh hell, I'll try it.
With what looks to be cheddar cheese on top of it.
Yeah.
Here's one.
You lost me on that.
How about Jolly Chicken? One piece. It shows a chicken leg with a thing called a palabok fiesta, which has rice noodles, what looks to be some kind of shrimp gumbo-esque kind of stew on top of that with a hard-boiled egg. That's a dinner from them with a piece of fried chicken.
Yeah, I'd try that.
They also have burgers and stuff like that. But it's such a weird menu, man.
So real quick, Habit Burger.
Habit Burger.
There
was
it
what
is.
One texter had it. Some people were getting Big Kahuna, and someone else said Jimmy Hula. It's not that, but it was Habit Burger was the one that occupied that spot that went away.
Also, someone also texted us to tell us that Ross apparently...
What did they tell us, Deb?
They tell us, Mr. Bradshaw, that he put a video of his swing up earlier today on Gym Members, our private group on our Facebook page, and as well as our Instagram.
I'll be damned.
How about that?
I didn't even know that was happening, I swear.
That's funny.
Isn't that funny?
All right, 407.
You guys are connected.
916. So look for it soon. By the way, they have corned beef, sweet pork, beef tenders, hot dogs with rice, and a fried egg.
What an eclectic
Man,
mix.
Wow,
so
but it
crazy.
sounds so good.
Do we know where this is? Jollibee is coming?
Going to be out on, I think they said here it is going to be, they announced that it was going to open up near...
UCF,
I think it's out by UCF. East Colonial Drive, 11891 East Colonial Drive.
I'll never be going there.
Well, it used to be the Chuan Lu Garden space. That's where they're going to be. So look for it soon.
All right.
Jollibee chicken and Filipino food coming to Orlando. We'll see if it's
fabulous.
We'll
Why
see
not?
if the cultish status holds up. We'll do Animal House next. And your first keyword's coming up right now.
Your chance to win $1,000 is just minutes away on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the rest. Buy from the best. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Well, our heaviest traffic continues eastbound on I-4 between U.S. Highway 27 and Polk County to pass 429. Eastbound's also slow between U.S. 192 to State Road 535. We're still seeing slow traffic westbound, too, between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway, and also between Princeton Street and Colonial Drive. The Turnpike and the 408 accident-free. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Orange County Health Services, ocfl.net/careers. Orange County Corrections Health Services is currently hiring registered nurses, nursing unit supervisors, and medical clerks to join the team. Enjoy same-day benefits, competitive wage, and up to a $2,500 sign-on bonus. Apply online at ocfl.net/careers.
Come to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. We love this place, but you're going to learn more about the future of the Artemis program. That's right, the Artemis is the next human space program from NASA with the goal of landing the first female and the first person of color astronauts right there on the moon's South Pole by 2024. It is the U.S. Space Agency's first crewed moon mission since Apollo 17 way back in 1972. And, of course, once there, they're going to study the surface of the moon, establish sustainable exploration, of course, prepare to go to Mars, and you can see and be a part of all of it. Not to mention all the other great stuff they have at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. You can learn more right now and get your tickets at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Ryan?
Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
On CNN tonight, an exclusive with President Joe Biden, live with CNN's Don Lemon, a presidential town hall tonight at 8, only on CNN.
You do not want your AC to break down when it gets hot in the summertime in Central Florida, so make sure you get hold of Mills Air. They can help you with preventative maintenance on all brands. Preventative maintenance can save you so much money. They can detect upcoming breakdowns and you're not stuck. MillsAir.com. That's MillsAir.com.
Need to turn your home equity into cash? This is Robert Palmer, and home values are at an all-time high. Smart homeowners are accessing home equity at today's low rates. But don't use your home equity to pay closing costs. Let me pay them instead. Visit rpfunding.com for details. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing.
For nearly 60 years, The General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, The General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL. That's 800-GENERAL. Or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Some restrictions apply.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments, and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Do you have warm spots in your slab floor, or is your water bill unexpectedly high? A whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PEX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today at 407-449-8973. 407 707-449-8973.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free? Norwegian Cruise Line is back and sailing this summer. Kick back in the Caribbean or take in the stunning sights in Europe. And with our robust health and safety program, you can cruise confidently. Book today and enjoy 30% off all cruises, free open bar, free airfare, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free.
Ships Registry, the Bahamas, and USA. Restrictions apply.
A SunTrust checking account lets you stay on top of your money and help it grow. Plant the seeds for your goals with access to financial resources and tools. Keep an eye on your spending, hedging and managing it by setting limits on our mobile app. And rake in cash back on debit card purchases from your favorite retailers with SunTrust deals. With all the right tools, your account can blossom. Open an account today at suntrust.com/checking. Must have online banking to participate in SunTrust deals. SunTrust, now Truist. Member FDIC.
Trust the leaders. FAS Windows and Doors. Go to FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries, call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio 104.1 has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword
dollar, DOLLAR, dollar,
to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and information. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's
dollar
to 200-200. And may your efforts bear fruit.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Should I keep it loud? If I write a song, preaching what is
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Did you get that keyword?
It was dollar, Jimmy.
It is dollar.
Dollar Jimmy.
Because it's not written on my rundown.
Yes, it is.
Where?
It
There
even
is.
says keyword next to it.
Ross and Jack put it all in a different place.
Yeah,
not my fault.
I'm
I
a little
can't see.
more efficient.
You
and
are,
I
buddy.
use color coordination.
DOLLAR. Text that to 200-200 for your shot to win that to $1,000. Again, your 4 o'clock keyword is dollar. Jack put it right there. Anybody can see it. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Jack. Speaking of Deb, she has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House is generously brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House. But now it's time to welcome Angela Miedema from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando.
There she is.
Hey.
Thank you.
How's it going, Angela? Welcome to the show. We've never had you on before.
I know. I'm very excited to be here. I do have Miss Kathy Burns, who's usually here, so she,
Hey, Miss
brought me
Kathy.
along today. But we needed 2 of us to tackle the dog that we brought.
Oh, really?
He's a big boy. Yeah.
What you got there?
Let's see the cat.
So Ivan.
I have a feeling they're trying to hook.
Oh, my, look at Ivan.
Oh, look
He is
at
over 100 pounds.
Look at him. He's beautiful. Jimmy's.
Yes.
He looks like that monster in Ghostbusters 1. Yeah. He is a...
You're not wrong.
He's a giant muscle bag with teeth.
What kind of breed is he?
So he is a bully mix. We do not know, but he is gigantic at 104 pounds. But he's a huge, I would say he's closer to a hippo than a dog, at this size. But
His head is obnoxious.
And he keeps jumping up.
It doesn't even look like you could kill him with any standard. I mean, he just looks like his skull's 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick.
Yeah, I'm hoping he realizes that Kathy is not a squeak toy.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, really.
we've been learning that today. We've been providing a lot of sweet toys as a result, but he is just a ball of love. So we thought we'd bring him in here with us.
Now, I know you're the director of operations over the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. What's been happening over there? You guys been busy?
We have been insanely busy. This week is actually PetSmart Charities Adoption Week. So we've been trying to get a ton of animals adopted, cats all week long in the PetSmart stores. And this weekend, we're still going to have dogs available. So we actually took from Dixie County. And so those were in the path of hurricane or tropical storm, Elsa.
Yeah, that's right.
So those are going to be available this weekend. Ivan's actually available right now if you wanted something different. But,
And Angela, that's something that I think it's important to remind people that you don't only take in animals locally, but you guys actually drove up to the Panhandle to Dixie County to help or close, Dixie County up there in the Big Bend area, right? To get dogs from flooded shelters and bring them back to Orlando.
Absolutely. A part of the work that we do is emergency response if it's needed. So we'll take those. Ivan is actually local. He was taken from Orange County in a confiscation case. So he was one of the ones in a neglect case with over 30 dogs. So he's from that group. So we've helped a lot in local as well as, around the area, just in all around Florida.
Have you seen an influx as some people are heading back to the office? Have you seen the dogs and cats that were adopted out during the pandemic, unfortunately, now being brought back?
We really haven't seen an increase in returns.
Yay!
So that's been amazing. I will say, most of us, including our shelters, including across the parking lot in Orange County, lots of local groups are becoming more full. So we haven't seen it from the returns, but we have seen our population a lot lately.
407-916-1041. Angela Medema with us from the Greater Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. Jack, question?
Yeah, I do. Angela, so you mentioned Ivan, and he's a bull mix. So how do you know when you rescue a dog that had some pit bull in it? How do you like the temperament of it, and how much do you interact before you feel it's safe to adopt out? Like, how do you determine that?
So all of our animals assessed before they get placed for adoption. Ones like Ivan, he is incredibly large, so we do spend extra time making sure that he's safe, making sure we understand, the family needs that he's going to have, whether he can be good with other dogs, kids, anything like that. So he's been in our care, I think, for over a month now. And then he's only just starting to get available for adoption, but we are very careful about where he goes based on those behavior assessments.
Oh, follow-up question. How do you test them with kids? Do you have like staff members bring their kids in and kind of lock them in a room with the dog?
I thought you meant for taste.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We mostly can tell the dogs do just based on the visitors, coming up and down the aisle, coming and visiting. I'm not going to say that volunteers don't bring kids around, staff members bring kids around. So we just see those interactions. We also, especially for a dog like where we know where Ivan came from, we can ask what the family history.
Cool.
What has he been exposed to throughout his life? He's 7 years old. He's been exposed to quite a bit. So he's actually been around a lot of animals and a lot of people.
All right, Angela, listen, you don't know this because you're new to this gig, but my wife and I have a thing going where she wants a cat and I do not want a cat. All right, so I am considering surprising my wife with a cat.
Oh, they're such good pets, Jimmy.
But I think I want one of those Bengal cats. I want something unique. I don't want just a regular old stupid old house cat that you can find near a dumpster at Red Lobster. I want something cool.
Why, she found you near a dumpster at Red Lobster and you still have a home.
You're not wrong.
I get paid,
Jimmy, go for
Ivan. The Bengal cats, they are not for everybody, I will say. They are high energy. They have a lot of extreme needs.
Oh, really?
A lot of times.
I believe she's talking you out of that.
Exercise off the wall.
Yeah, you got one that's more like a, let's say, pillow.
No.
One that doesn't really do a whole lot. What's a cat?
Russian blue. You want
Russian blue?
Those, I believe, a Russian blue are the cuddlers of the cat world.
Yeah.
They are. Another one I'd recommend, we have a cat right now named Yeti, and he has no use of his back legs. So, he'd probably be quite the cuddler. He'd probably hang around pretty close.
Come on. The choices are limited there for a Yeti.
You like to rebuild cars, right. Jimmy. You could build Yeti a little wheelchair.
That would be so cute.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't
That's
it?
exactly what he needs.
Think of the web hits.
Just exactly. You call it the Yeti Getty.
That was so cruel of you guys naming it Yeti. Those things are elusive. This cat, however.
Angela, God bless you for joining us today.
This cat
I just try and make matches out here.
This cat is not going to be elusive. You're going to be able to get him pretty quick.
Don't sleep on Ivan. He weighs 104 pounds.
Right.
Give
Yeah,
him a
exactly.
Snack. He's 104.1, and then you take him. He's a real radio
Boom,
dog.
Gotcha.
There you go. That should be a radio dog.
So you get the Russian blue. What other kind of cats do you have there? Is it just all kind of mixed bag of like old neighborhood brat cats or what?
No.
I'm just trying to find out. I don't know.
Jimmy, both my cats came from the Pet
So
Alliance.
many cats.
Yeah.
You'd find every single personality, every single size, every single age. Ones that have lived with kids, cats, dogs, whatever you want.
And Jack and I both have cats from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, and I love my little girl.
Yep.
I love the other cat I found here in the parking lot and carried her around in my shirt for 8 hours.
Deb loves her cats. I have cats.
Let me ask a question, though. Is it
I
smart,
heard that.
Is it smart to adopt a kitten, or should you adopt a full-grown cat that's already, has gone through the kitten stage?
Oh, let's watch her sell this one.
I'm gonna go with cat, but that's only because I don't like things. Yeah, I don't. I'm not a huge fan of things, learning and climbing all over my furniture and stuff like that, or that crazy stage. I like the cuddling time. I'm big on, I this cat's gonna get. I know exactly what it's gonna look like, and possibly if it's come from here, I know how it's gonna be in the home already, or if there's any vices. And we're very transparent about that. So, if they've been around a lot already and they know for sure this cat is just going to sleep in your window every single day, I know that's the right companion for me. When you get a kitten, not necessarily know how it's going to be.
That's true. You really don't.
Can you
crapshoot.
It
is a crapshoot.
Can I get a cat there that used to be a TikTok star that just knocks stuff off counters that I can make some money on or something?
That's just called a cat.
A cat.
That's every cat.
That's every cat.
You just put something next to a desk and it will be gone.
They're just a-holes.
No, they're not.
They are, though. They're a-holes.
No, but
they're wonderful. They're wonderful.
If you're an a-hole to them, though, they will be an a-hole back.
Maybe that's the problem. Angela Medina is with us, Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. She's the director of operations. Now, I know that you guys have this massive event coming up with, did you say PetSmart?
The PetSmart Charities event, PetSmart Charities Adoption Weekend. It's actually all week, so the animals are available at PetSmart Charities all week. But this weekend, we're bringing dogs out in person.
Cool. And I also know that if you go to your website, how long is the wine label contest up for, where people can submit photos of their pets? Jimmy has a great photo of his bull mastiff with one of his ducklings. His wife's ducklings.
Oh, my goodness.
Their nose to beak, which would be a great photo on a wine bottle.
Oh, that should totally be a wine bottle.
It was the first time they met. We bought 5 ducks. We have an American pekin, a canvasback something or whatever, and then 3 magpies. And one of the magpies, when we set him down, Dex was laying and might have a 145-pound bull mastiff, and it's just he's the softest. He's like a walking blanket. He's the softest, non-reactive dog of all time, and this little duck walked right up to him, and my wife got this perfect photograph of them nose to nose.
So where would Jimmy need to submit
that?
If
you have the absolute perfect photograph, then you need to enter the competition. We're only accepting photos up until July 31st, so you still have another 10 days to do so. And then voting will go August 1st to August 21st.
And where is that again?
That's on our website.
PetAllianceOrlando.org.
There you go. PetAllianceOrlando.org.
Are you going to send the picture from 10 seconds later after Dexter ate the duck?
No. That's
Jack, you're on one today.
Or that's the one I want to win.
No way.
Well, thanks a lot, Angela. It was great meeting you.
Yeah, thank you, Angela.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. We'll see you again next month. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Good luck to
Bye,
Ivan.
Kathy.
Bye, Kathy.
Bye.
Yeah, someone who, any guy out there or a woman who loves those bully breeds, go get Ivan. He looks like he's a sweetheart, 104 pounds. Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. If you've been in a car, truck, or even a motorcycle accident, here's one of the reasons why you need to call Glenn Klausman. Because he's not going to pass you off on a caseworker and pretend he doesn't know you. He's going to personally handle your case and most likely give you his personal cell phone number. Just one of the many reasons why year after year he's been voted legal elite and super attorney. He's also an animal lover and truly is a friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call. 407-917-1718 or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Couple people in the texting service asking what the 4 o'clock keyword is. It's dollar, DOLLAR. Text that to 200-200 for your shot to win $1,000. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Orlando City hosts Philadelphia Union at Exploria Stadium tomorrow. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. on our sister station, FM 96.9 The Game and iHeartRadio. Orlando City matches on Real Radio are brought to you by Mossy
From
Oak
the
Fence.
Clausman Law Traffic Center. Car crash? Call Clausman Law.
Eastbound travel on I-4 still a stop-and-go ride coming in from Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 to 429. It's also heavy between U.S. 192 to State Road 535. A solid ride continues westbound too between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. We're seeing delays too between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway. No reported issues on the 408. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for a job? Contact Express Employment Professionals and be part of their national hiring event. With one application, Express connects you with multiple employers and never charges a fee. Go to ExpressPros.com, find your nearest office, and call Express today.
Guys, when I think about custom fences, I think about Mossy Oak Fence, and I think high quality. The skilled craftsmen over at Mossy Oak Fence use only the very best materials, not to mention they're damn good at it. High quality that's backed by the best warranty in the business, and sensibility. These are all things I think about when I think about Mossy Oak, because that's what they deliver. Sensible, affordable fences that also have payment plans if you need. They also think about safety and security. Of course, your family's safety and security is Mossy Oak's #1 priority. And if you're thinking about a new fence, you got to think MossyOakFences.com. Always let the Mossy family protect your family today.
Wawa y Chips Ahoy han unido fuerzas para traerte bebidas hechas a mano para el verano. Gotta have a Wawa.
Tickets are on sale now for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas. Billie Eilish, Cheap Trick, Coldplay, Dua Lipa, Florida Georgia Line, J. Cole, Journey, Khalid, Lil Baby, Maroon 5, Nelly, Sam Hunt, Weezer, special guest performance by Phineas, and more on the T-Mobile Arena nighttime stage. Get tickets now through AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
A SunTrust checking account lets you stay on top of your money and help it grow. Plant the seeds for your goals with access to financial resources and tools. Keep an eye on your spending, hedging and managing it by setting limits on our mobile app. And rake in cash back on debit card purchases from your favorite retailers with SunTrust deals. With all the right tools, your account can blossom. Open an account today at suntrust.com/checking. Must have online banking to participate in SunTrust deals. SunTrust, now Truist. Member FDIC.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead. Cannonball! Today, he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab an ice cold can of Heineken. Watch out! When another man-child made wave embraces you. Incoming! It's okay, though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Lauren?
Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
My fellow Americans, R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. I think it's high time we celebrate. To help you relieve stress and start having fun again. It's time to let freedom ride and break free from your old ride. And declare your independence in a nicer, newer car for just $7 down. Have you been feeling put down, fed up, or just plain tired? Then it's time to let freedom ride. So keep your cash and drive a new 22 Outlander for just $7 down. All RC Hill Mitsubishis include a lifetime limited warranty. Even if you've heard no in the past, America is a land of opportunity. And I believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car today. So kick your old ride to the curb and let freedom ride for just $7 down. But hurry, this celebration ends soon. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Get free at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
$7 down requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Example, stock number N12354. $7 down, $3.99 per month for 84 months. 3.9 APR. Offer absolutely expires on July 31st, 2021.
With all the new people moving here recently, we thought it'd be a good idea to explain International Diamond Center. If you've lived here a while, you already know this, so bear with us. International Diamond Center, also known as IDC, is not an ordinary jewelry store. It was started decades ago by a major East Coast diamond supplier, Keith LeClaire. Keith had international connections with diamond cutters and would sell diamonds to upscale jewelry stores. Then he decided to start selling direct to the public at prices that undercut traditional jewelers in a big way. This no middleman approach caught on big, and now IDC is one of the largest and most successful jewelers in America, still providing exceptional quality and astonishing value. So if you've just moved here from New York or California or wherever, know that IDC is the area's go-to place for diamonds, fine designer jewelry, and Swiss timepieces. Just be prepared to be a little shocked when you see how great our values are, especially compared to where you came from. International Diamond Center. Just another great reason you made the move south. Get details, directions, store hours, and more at shopidc.com.
With RP Funding's digital mortgage, you can refinance your home loan to today's low rates from the comfort of your own home. Get started today and let me pay your closing costs. Lock in your low rate before it's too late. Visit rpfunding.com. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing Lender.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Donate your car today with 1-877 Cars for Kids. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights. Also on the web at carsforkids.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Trust the leaders. FAS Windows and Doors. Go to FASWD.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. And like always, I remind you guys, you do not have to wait for us to bring something up. If you have something on your mind, something happening in your life, in your family, at your work, you're welcome to just call and ask the question. That's how the station was built, actually, doing that very thing. So you're welcome to do that. 407-916-1041 is our phone number. You can text that as well at 77031. Speaking of texting, your 4 o'clock keyword is dollar, DOLLAR. Just text that to 200-200 for your shot to win that $1,000. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Ross off for his birthday. And the irony of me saying what a great golf swing he had, and then him already putting one up. And you can see it on our Facebook page, and it is as good as I remember it. It's so good. Man, with just a little bit of tweaking, he could... I mean, it's just, golf is a very difficult game, and to have a swing like that you could work off of to build on, he should do that. He should get back into the game. Man, that game served...
Tell him what he should do with his life,
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Listen to me, Jack. I mean, that game served me so well in my business ventures as I came up in this business. It is genuinely amazing what males fall for. Females don't, but males can. And I'll give you an example.
No, it's really not.
I won a relatively big account back in the day, and it lasted 6, 7, 8 years and made me quite. I did pretty well on it, right?
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
do those endorsements and getting gigs. And the reason I got that is because I played golf with the owner of the company, and in my first drive, he hit a good one. And I'm not one of these guys that lets the boss win. I don't believe in that because my dad never let me win at anything. He made me earn it. I mean, even if I was like 5 or 6 or 7, he would just beat the complete piss out of me until I learned how to do it, and then I would win. I mean, that's how you learn, right? And this guy steps up, and he thought he was a pretty good player, and he jacked one in there pretty good. And I airmailed his drive. And I say airmailed it. I blew it by him by 40 or 50 yards. He'd never seen anybody hit a ball like that he played golf with regularly. And then I went on to shoot a really good...
Because he was a boss.
He was a boss.
Right.
And he was a good player.
That's a good point.
Look, he was a good player. I just, I'm a better player than he was. And I beat him pretty darn good and got the account. Just simply because I could hit a golf ball straight. And it has a lot of power. And I think Ross should kind of tune his game up and use it for that very thing. Because with his personality and his ability to play, I mean, it could really take him. I mean, golf is look, in the world of business.
Oh, it's a huge deal.
I got to tell you, my dad gave me so much great advice. I don't give him enough credit for it, but he did. He gave me so much great advice. And he was one of the reasons I even started playing. He goes, look, you have great hand-eye coordination. Put that in golf. Trust me, you're worried about baseball and all this other stuff. You're never going to play baseball professionally. It's just too late for that. Learn how to play golf and use it in your business world. It was some of the best advice I ever got. because the game has done quite well for me. I think Russ has that same thing, man. He could do that for sure. So there's a very interesting story. I think this is out of New Zealand. Make sure that's right. New Zealand, yes. And it's interesting because homelessness is a problem everywhere. We have a big homelessness issue here in Central Florida. Matter of fact, I believe a lot of cities in Florida do because of our climate.
Yeah.
You don't really have to worry about freezing to death in Florida. I mean, even from Jacksonville down, even the most northern parts of Florida really don't get that inhospitable weather-wise, with the exception of rain and storms, which you can find shelter from. It's the cold that's a problem, right? And
and the heat, like out west.
Well, here it can be, but you can survive a night when it's 88 degrees as opposed to a night when it's 10.
Oh,
you know? So it's a little different, but in that same sense, we see the problems in L.A. Building shanty towns up against buildings and stuff. Well, this guy in New Zealand kind of outthought the problem, and I love this. And one of the reasons I love featuring stories like this, it didn't turn into violence. Nobody said anything nasty. Nobody broke the law. He just outthought the problem. This guy is a Christchurch property developer, and I guess Christchurch maybe owns this building or whatever.
It's a city there,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a Christchurch city property developer. Exactly what it is. I just didn't read it right here, right? And basically what they want to do is this building's downtown, and this one particular area has a stoop that homeless people like to get up on and get out of the weather and sleep. And he's like, I got to get these people out of here, but I don't want to be that guy. How can I outthink this problem? And here's how he did it. He started playing a song on a speaker system on a loop.
Macarena.
On a loop.
Macarena.
Right outside.
It's got to be Macarena.
Right outside the thing. He played it over and over and over, and it's worked. No homeless people will stay there. It's completely clean. Everything's fine.
No, everything is not fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, he didn't solve the problem.
He did outthink the problem. For his building, he outthought the problem.
He chased away some homeless
He
people.
did
Guess
not.
what? I thought
they could still stay there.
No, he effectively chased him away, and that's what his goal was. But when you talk about, he outthought the problem, I thought he found a way to find housing.
It's Jimmy, Jack. It's Jimmy.
So they still have a homeless problem. Just this guy doesn't have a homeless problem.
His problem was the people sleeping on his stoop in front of his building. He's not in charge of the homeless problem. This guy's not a governor or a mayor or a president.
It doesn't take that.
Or a legislator. He doesn't do anything like that.
Oh, God, if you want
mankind is their
I
problem.
was going to say, if you want a problem solved, do not give it to a legislator or a governor or a president or any politician.
They should give them all to this guy because he can figure them out immediately.
Ironically, he lives in Christchurch.
Hey, Jack, that's fine. Irony's good for everybody. But here's what he did. He played this song over and over, and nobody will sleep there anymore. It's funny. They could. There's no physical barrier.
Yeah,
nobody gets sprayed with water. Or you don't get electrocuted.
Right.
Nothing
he
wrong.
He did nothing wrong. But the way you're setting up, he solved the problem. It's we solved homelessness?
No.
We moved them down the block.
I never said the problem was homelessness. I said the problem was a homeless person on his stoop. That's what his problem is.
Give him a bus ticket and send him to Orlando.
Hey, what do you think the song was?
It's got to be Macarena because I can barely tolerate it.
Baby Shark. Baby Shark.
It's not Macarena and it's not Baby Shark.
Oh, because Macarena's pretty cool in Hotel Transylvania 3. It's the only time I tolerate it.
It's actually a song that's kind of built for this. It kind of has a reputation for this. Jack, any idea?
Oh,
you said Baby Shark.
Baby Shark? No, it's not that. We'll take a couple more guesses. We're short, Ross.
Hunger Strike by Temple of the Dog.
No,
but
that's
going
a good
hungry.
one.
Yeah. Party every night.
Jack's being a dick. Jack's being a dick. He thinks I can't see through that subversive, passive-aggressive S of his.
Oh.
Here's the best part. I see through all of it. I just don't mention it.
He is nicknamed P.A. McGee.
P.A. McGee. They rickrolled him, dude.
Get out! Rick Astley. Oh, poor guy.
Wait, there's a term for it?
Oh, yeah. You get rickrolled. Like when you click on a video.
Have you been on YouTube?
Deb, it says, click on this video for the sexiest bikini shot you've ever seen, and you click on it, and it's Rick Astley's video, Never Gonna Give You Up.
No, I don't.
That's being called rickrolled.
I was going to say, I generally don't.
Yes!
Here we go. What year was this?
Oh, it's 86? Yeah.
Hated it then.
Oh, my God. My buddy Ewan hates this song more than anything on planet Earth. No, I think he's actually one of the guys that likes it. Oh, wait, what? He's like, Rick Astley doesn't get enough credit. Like, he made a bunch of money on this recently because when that Rickroll thing came around, he got a hot minute there for a
he's
second.
still huge in England as far as I'm aware of.
And you can pick dozens and dozens of 80s songs just as annoying, but someone picked this one and did that little Rickroll thing, and that caught on, which I'm sure made Rick Astley some money.
Absolutely made him some money because, I mean, he had a whole bunch of appearances. For about a year there. He had a resurgence, was making television appearances.
Did something with the Foo Fighters?
Yeah, exactly. I think he made all the rounds and all the network TV. Well, not all of them, but, the network rounds. This would not be the song for me, though. If you're going to put a song that you wanted me to hate, that would do that. It would keep me away. It would either be Lightning Crashes.
Oh, I love that song.
Lightning Crashes. Is it live? No, is it live? Is that the name of the song? Or the band? Is it live?
Live is the name of the band.
Yeah, Lightning Crashes is a terrible song.
It's a great song.
It is not a great song.
It's made me cry since it first came out.
It's a song about a woman dying while giving birth.
Yes.
Yeah, duh.
And it's heavy.
And then the other song that I think is the worst pop song ever written, and to me, it's not even close. It's...
I love you, Jack. Oh, yeah. Come on, Jimmy. Work it out. Motion's the lotion.
Am I right?
You're missing me dance.
The only reason this doesn't make it to number one is because Rick James is in it even just 30 seconds.
Love this song.
This is so bad, guys.
Oh, this is so right.
It's not this song. It's not this one at all.
Wait, this would chase you away, though.
I mean, the minute he starts singing, I would be headphoning up.
Eddie Murphy's "Party All the Time," produced by Rick James.
Produced, written,
mega
everything.
hit of the 80s.
God.
In Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's not this one. I'll tell you what it is, though.
Okay. What's the song that chases?
It is a little song that I think came out in 84 or 5 by a band that at one point was one of the coolest bands on planet Earth. They were absolute megastars at Woodstock. They had a run in the 60s and the 70s, and really, to be honest with you, even in the 80s, that was pretty darn hard to beat. The song is "We Built This City" by Jefferson Airplane.
You are right.
Or Starship. This song.
It's just Starship. And that's the thing. Jefferson Airplane, cool. Jefferson Starship,
no.
Cool. But Starship, this is
the worst. This is the worst pop song ever written.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, what sucks is Grace Slick, who is the lead singer of this band, if you listen to the stuff she did with Jefferson Airplane back in the day, it set the tone for that acid 60s movement.
White Rabbit.
And then she does this.
White Rabbit's my favorite. God, I love White Rabbit.
This is the culmination of how bad music was in the 80s. Overproduced studio junk.
Yeah.
This is the zit head of that. Oh my God.
Matter of fact, if that shop owner in Christchurch played this to chase out the homeless,
it would have
he
worked.
should be arrested for abuse.
Right, you
How
bet your
about
ass.
the
Chase out of the country with this song.
mine is and has been since the first time it debuted on MTV. Video killed the radio star.
Really? By the Buggles?
I hate that song.
Video killed the radio star.
What's that? That went.
No.
How do you not like this? This is actually not that bad.
MTV's first video?
It was MTV's first video.
It's kind of perfect. An alternative song, really.
Totally. Hit it.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52.
Okay, it's not too bad.
I still dig it.
I like this part, but then as soon as he starts to sing...
That whole thing?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Yeah, I can't believe I just did that.
I'm so glad.
What would yours
did.
be? I mean, what would you guys are out there? I mean, the thing is, it could be anything. Like, it doesn't have to be metal or shrieky, like you would think.
At Gitmo, didn't they use like Iron Maiden and
it was
Motorhead?
Cannibal Corpse or something like that.
Yeah, it was all that thrash metal.
Here's one of my most
metal.
hated songs from the 80s, and it's not Mbop, but this one.
Oh my God,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Matthew Wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any Kajagoogoo?
No, see, you can't say that now.
No. Kajagoogoo.
I know. I was just asking because I love Kajagoogoo.
All right.
Well,
Good
this
save.
isn't the all request hour, Deb.
Good save, Deb. Good save.
Although, you know who's getting a lot of votes on our texting service, and I kind of have to agree to a certain extent? Rick Springfield.
Oh, yeah. But you know what, though? In Rick Springfield, when Jesse's Girl came out,
it was huge.
It was
Still huge. Have you seen the panties thrown at his concerts?
Yeah, he's coming to.
They're big now.
He's coming to Hard Rock Orlando.
Oh, my. I worked with a girl who.
They're diapers now. It's
that was
it's
a
not
Tom.
sexy.
That was a Tom Jones
It's
thing.
not sexy to get shelled with Depends.
I remember when we interviewed Tom Jones. This is about 10, 15 years ago. They were like, "Don't bring up the panties."
Yeah, don't bring up the panties. He's done with it.
He's done with that.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. What would yours be? Like if somebody wanted to play a song to rid you.
Oh, my God.
If you were sleeping on somebody's doorstep, what would it take?
Sorry, Larry
I would
Unger.
just sing this over and over. I'll never forget. Did you guys know the Air Force, as part of a recruiting, what's the word I'm looking for? A recruiting push.
Yeah.
The Air Force used to have a cover band.
Really?
And they would travel around the country doing high school concerts as recruiting events. So they would come in, they would set up, and they would play a concert of 20 or 30 minutes. They would play just a bunch of covers. It was all hits. And I remember they came and they played Jesse's Girl. And that was when I was like, wow, man, that's really cool. That dude in the Air Force can play Jesse's Girl, and I can't. And all I have is time, and that dude's flying jets and doing it.
Right.
That was really cool, though. And they got nobody in school, though. Nobody's like, I ain't going there.
I have never heard of all the recruitment, but it's a brilliant idea.
It is a brilliant idea. And I think they still do something like that. I don't know if they travel around. I know they have a band, but I don't think they travel around.
I believe each one of our armed services, each one of the branches has their own musical.
Like a performance thing,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
USO stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. What would yours be? I would love to hear. Because I bet, honestly,
Sister Christian.
A lot of them are probably, that's a good one, though. But I think a lot of them are probably going to be the same and kind of be stereotypical. But there are ones out there that are, I'll give you an example.
Toto, Africa.
There's a really good one that's super popular that I can't stand that everybody else likes. That song Fine Young Cannibals did. What's that song? What's the only song Fine Young Cannibals had that's worth a damn?
Drives me crazy.
Yeah, what's that tune? Play it. Okay. This is the song. This is the other one. This would be number 2. I would hate this because every time I hear this riff, I'm out. That's it. That's all I have to hear. I change the channel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can't
Same
stand
here.
this song. All right, 407-916-1041. You get to call. Tell us what you think. What would it take to run you off if they were trying to clear you out from their building after sleeping on their doorstep? And we're solving the homeless problem here. Jim Colbert
Not
Show.
really solving it.
Yeah.
Jack, I'm just telling you, buddy.
Oh, my God. No!
Do I drive you crazy?
Africa, Toto.
I never understood the popularity of this song when it was popular. Because the guy doesn't really sing, he just kind of whisper yells. All right. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Grumpy old man.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show. You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This Real Radio 104.1 weather report sponsored by Rude Air Conditioning, powered by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. For the rest of today, we'll have a couple of lingering storms through the evening. Otherwise, a low of 76 with mostly cloudy skies. Overall storm coverage not as high as it was yesterday, but we will have some storms, especially favoring the coastal areas. Tomorrow's high 94, just a 40% chance for rain, but then as we head into the weekend, a 70% chance for thunderstorms, deep tropical moisture, high temperatures hovering around 90. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for a job? Contact Express Employment Professionals and be part of their national hiring event. With one application, Express connects you with multiple employers and never charges a fee. Go to ExpressPros.com, find your nearest office, and call Express today.
We got the old ding-dong doorbell companies doing it again. This time they're sharing your internet with your neighbors, and even better, no way for you to know which neighbor that is. And some internet providers can even flag your account because this could violate your internet agreement. Allowing strangers to connect to your internet is inherently risky, and sharing your internet connection could also pose the risk that third parties get access to all of your data, all that banking, all that information going back and forth across your Wi-Fi. They can hack into that. That's bad news for you. That's why smart shoppers only use SafeTouch Security. A SafeTouch system assures you complete peace of mind that you have the best security available. Even your cameras are protected by your SafeTouch system. And a SafeTouch system, not only do you get the fastest possible emergency response, you have complete control over your systems, your camera, and your internet. And systems start as low as only $29.95 a month. All you have to do is call for that free demo and a consultation today. I think you'll be duly impressed. It's easy, guys. It's safetouch.com. State license ZF233.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
With 7-Eleven 7 Rewards, you can get a 79-cent Big Gulp drink full of whatever you're into. It's a totally judgment-free zone, just as long as you have 79 cents. Soft drinks, craft lemonades, energy drinks, sports drinks. Mix them, don't mix them. This is America. Inside that Big Gulp cup is a big, safe space to let your freak flag fly with 79 cents. 7-Eleven, take it to 11. Expires 8/24/21. 79 cents plus tax were applicable at select stores. See app for terms.
Can you imagine buying a TV or a car, using it for a year or two, and then taking it back to trade it in for a new model, and the retailer gives you a full refund plus an extra 10% toward the new one? Yeah, never happened, right? But it does happen at International Diamond Center with our 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. It works like this. When you buy any diamond at IDC and keep it for at least a year, we'll give you back 110% of your original purchase when you decide to upgrade to a larger stone. For example, you buy a diamond today for $5,000. When it's time to upgrade, IDC will give you $5,500 toward the new diamond. That's guaranteed 10% appreciation when you trade up. Think about it. IDC will give you more than you paid us for the first diamond. This is for any engagement ring center stone, as well as all diamond solitaire pendants and all diamond stud earrings. You get 10% more value when you trade up. Just another example of how we stand behind everything we sell. International Diamond Center. Get locations, directions, and store hours at shopidc.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The free iHeart app, the one you use to listen to all your favorite radio stations and podcasts, is also your free music app. Yep, now you can collect and organize all the music you love into playlists for any mood or activity, and it's totally free. Your workout music, the Make the Hours Fly By at Work music, epic road trip music, all of it free for you to make the playlists for all of life's moments. Free to all and super easy to do. Start your playlist now on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
When life-changing events happen, it's important to have somebody there to take the burden off of your shoulders. At those moments, Kramer Law is there for you. If you were involved in a divorce or you're having a dispute with your ex, Kramer Law will be there to take care of you every step of the way. Life-changing events happen. Having a lawyer on your side is the smart move. No matter what the legal issue, we're here for you. Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Trust the leaders. FAS Windows and Doors. Go to FASWD.com.
Instagram. It's not just about food pics. But it's mostly about food pics. At Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Real Radio 104.1. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
I got to tell you something, man. It's a little vindicating. I've caught a lot of hell in my life for being a disco music fan. I really have.
Everybody did.
I mean, but I maintained it. I never lost my love for disco, and I never didn't defend it when people called it crap music, because I knew it was different than that. I knew it was, the arrangements are extremely complicated. The song structure is complicated. It's very danceable. It's extremely approachable, and I think that's why music critics hated it so much, because usually they do anything that doesn't seem like it's challenging you, they feel like they're all irritated by. And I think this music fit a lot of that, which is built to have fun, you know?
Yeah, Jim Phillips used to always maintain disco was killed by people who couldn't dance.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
And it got so popular, and of course this is the Bee Gees and their Saturday Night Fever album just kept breaking all of these records. There's always a backlash against things that are so uber popular, and it is the douchebag DJ up in Chicago, Steve Dahl, who made a living on crapping on other people's art, created a movement, this anti-disco thing.
Yep.
They shut down the Chicago White Sox game, but it just caught fire. But and Jimmy, I know you've seen this Bee Gees documentary on HBO, which is just fantastic.
It is, but the vindication comes with bands like Foo Fighters and other bands standing up and going, like, this is great music. And it's been good music for a long time. Yeah. So I like to see that cool people. How much cooler do you get? Former drummer of Nirvana, one of the most...
he is
game-changing bands in the last 50 years.
And he is like the Wizard of Oz. This guy has his hands in some of the best documentaries out there. Yeah. There's one he just did about traveling the road in a van, how every band does it, and it's
multi-instrumentalist. He's a songwriter, which is rare. He can play bass, he can play drums, he plays piano. He's a percussionist for one of the greatest bands that ever was.
And it's so interesting that it was Dave Grohl watching that same documentary on HBO, How Do You Mend a Broken Heart, and then seeing that and saying, oh, we need to do something about this.
Yeah.
And, they released that vinyl, which is, 12,000 units, and I got one.
Right.
I remember when the whole Nirvana thing, when Foo Fighters hit, and I remember hearing that first record going, man, that's really good. That's some really cool songwriting there. I mean, and I will tell you, when I played a little guitar, a little bit. I like to have fun and play. And I've learned a couple of Foo Fighters tunes. But, man, those chord progressions on some of those songs to sing on, are difficult. It really is. And to be able to do that and then still play so many other instruments and so many other things and craft songs. I remember saying one time, I was like, who'd have thought way back then that Dave Grohl would be the real talent in this band? And I'm not saying that Kurt Cobain wasn't a talented guy.
No, but the drummer, generally the guy who sits in the back that you don't really, everyone was talking about Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, but I don't think Kurt could play drums or piano or any of that stuff. Kurt was just a great songwriter. And, of course, that angst came through him when he wrote those songs, and it changed music as we knew it in 1990. It destroyed an entire genre of music in pretty much one fell swoop.
Yep.
In about 3 months. The idea of the metal or the hair rock that dominated from the early 80s all the way up until the late 80s was destroyed like Godzilla walking through Tokyo by one band.
Yeah.
And that was
Nirvana.
it. One album set off an entire fervor of rock. I mean, and a fervor of sound for a decade. I mean, that's
fervor of flannel is what you really mean.
Like, how long was grunge, like, for real? Was it like 8 years?
I was going to say 10 at least.
Oh no, I think it was even shorter than that. Yeah, it had its run from what, like 93, and then
like right up until 2000, right? 99. That's when the boy bands kicked in and killed that, I think, right?
Yeah,
like NSYNC and Backstreet came out in the late 90s.
I would say probably a good 5-year run there.
Yeah, but that was like Mudhoney, Soundgarden. I think people threw Stone Temple Pilots into that, even though it kind of wasn't. Maybe Smashing Pumpkins was maybe more alternative than it was grunge per se.
Oh, definitely.
Alice in Chains, of course, and bands like that. They were all good. It had a good run. It was still fun. I mean, I still listen to it. I was actually listening to Soundgarden the other day. Love it. Good songwriting. Boy, you're talking about a great voice.
Oh, yeah.
I think Chris Cornell's voice was voted the best rock voice of all time.
And would have been his 57th birthday yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I was going to do trivia about him, but I felt so sad about it. And it was so crazy. I'm serious though. I am, because when you watch videos, I will tell you something crazy, man. You meet people who are sad, and you know them. Like, you can talk to somebody who's sad, and you know it. And I'm not talking about sad because of an event that day. I'm talking life sad, just not happy people. You go back and watch those performances of Chris Cornell when the band hit so big, and you listen to the lyrics of Soundgarden songs, you can hear him singing about it. I mean, it doesn't really even mask it that well. Those songs are about his anxiety, about his fears, about his depression, about his hate for himself, about his constant worrying about letting people down. And that that was one of the big things with him. And when he does so many great solo performances without the band, because he's a great guitar player as well. And I'm telling you, man, YouTube, you want a wormhole to really make you feel like
sad?
Just seriously, just feel. Watch Cornell sing those big hits just by himself. Watch his eyes. That's the number one thing. His eyes are empty. He's just singing it.
Yeah.
It almost like you can see in his eyes the pain of doing this. Almost like not a performing monkey by any means, because that's his career. It's what he loved. But I think a lot of those guys back in the day didn't want that turned into a job.
Right.
And once it was materialized, it became a real struggle with them. And I know that's that artist thing a lot of people don't understand. I don't myself.
Well, you know what? Reading about Anthony Bourdain's documentary, I think really helped me understand a little bit, where he says at one point, one moment I'm standing next to a fryer in a restaurant, in the kitchen, and the next I'm watching the sunset over the Sahara. What the F am I doing here? And it's alienating when you get to that level of fame. Your friends that you knew are no longer the friends that you know. It's alienating and it's isolating.
Yeah, you create a bubble there for sure.
And you're always on the road, and you're always working, and you're always traveling. So those really deep interpersonal relationships that just can't pick up and follow you around the world end up having to suffer. It's a very lonely place. And the more I see about fame and the effects it has on people, I don't understand why young people are so trying to seek after it.
There's a great quote about that. When Farley died, Chris Farley, the comedian from SNL, and obviously
Movies,
great movie fame. They interviewed a lot of people that worked with him. One of those people was a Canadian actor that was with him on SNL for a couple of years. This guy made his mark in another comedy troupe called Kids in the Hall. It was Mark McKinney.
Okay.
You remember Mark McKinney was on SNL for a while? He was there when Farley was there. And they were talking to him about it. And McKinney is a stereotypical Canadian. He's very polite.
Yeah, so he's
very,
sweet.
Very polite, extremely humble. That whole, oh, no, you don't say. That kind of whole thing where
it's for real.
Right, exactly. And they started talking about Farley, and he just looks in the camera and he goes, Chris had that big American fame. And from the outside, when you see it, it just doesn't look that appetizing.
It doesn't.
And you hear that people were around him all that time. Is that same thing? He's like, he had that fame that you couldn't understand because nobody really wanted to be around him for him. They wanted to be around him for the party that he was. And in Chester Bennington, the guy that sings for Linkin Park, was also a very close friend of Chris Cornell, and they would talk about these struggles they would have frequently. And when Chris Cornell killed himself. I think it was Chester that killed himself not long after that.
Yeah, I think it was like a year or two after.
It might not have been that. I think maybe just a few months after that.
Yeah, it was close.
Really?
And if you listen to the lyrics of Chester Bennington's song, again, the same thing. You hear that, crawling in my skin. I mean, you hear that separation of not even understanding why or what you are or what you're doing. And it's just, it's kind of sad after the fact. You listen to it and you go, oh, he was trying to say it the whole time. 407-916-1041. Text us 770-31. I know we have Scott at 520, but I'm going to ask you guys a question at the top of the hour, and it was powered by somebody I can't stand.
Oh, boy.
Cardi B. I cannot stand Cardi B.
Oh, you got to play Bodak.
I can't
Yellow.
stand her, but either way, there's something happened in the news with Cardi B, and she used a term, and there's a thing out there that we can talk about I've never heard about in my life, but they talk about it like everybody knows about it. I'll tell you exactly what that is next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center. Car crash? Call Clausman Law.
Well, officials have moved this disabled vehicle off to the right shoulder, but we're still looking at a stop-and-go ride north on 417 between I-Drive and John Young Parkway. Heads up if you're traveling this way. We're still heavy, too, westbound on I-4 between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road, as well as eastbound on I-4 between US 192 and State Road 535. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for a job? Contact Express Employment Professionals and be part of their national hiring event. With one application, Express connects you with multiple employers and never charges a fee. Go to ExpressPros.com, find your nearest office, and call Express today.
Check it out, man. If you're a business owner out there, it was tough. If you're feeling the pressures of running your business, there is a limit to what you can do and still keep employees engaged. But Insperity brings 30-plus years of HR experience to help you with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance, and the entire time giving your employees competitive benefit options. And you're able to focus on other priorities. Your employees can thrive, and your business, well, it's going to grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Full-service HR, employee benefits, HR technology, Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
For nearly 60 years, the General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, the General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL, that's 800-GENERAL, or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Some restrictions apply.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead.
Cannonball!
Today, he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab an ice cold can of Heineken.
Watch out!
When another man-child-made wave embraces you.
Incoming!
It's okay, though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
Is an Amscot cash advance right for you? Compare for yourself. Often, it can be less than the late fee on an overdue bill. With Amscot, you could get up to $500 on the spot with no credit check. Amscot. Some restrictions apply.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed tea with just the right kick of alcohol. What? We started already. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It costs nothing to be kind. In fact, it actually pays. By donating plasma at BioLife Plasma Services, your kindness enables someone else to live more fully. And just imagine the difference you could make if you could take the $900 you could earn in the first month and donate it to your favorite charity. Or buy a school teacher supplies. Or buy everyone in your neighborhood noise-canceling headphones because your granddaughter is learning the recorder. She has to get better soon, right? BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments, and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
On CNN tonight, an exclusive with President Joe Biden, live with CNN's Don Lemon, a presidential town hall tonight at 8, only on CNN.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Lauren?
Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Trust the leaders. FAS Windows and Doors. Go to FASWD.com.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries, call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio 104.1 has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword FUN, F-U-N, FUN, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and information. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's FUN to 200-200. And may your efforts bear fruit.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041.
Hey, you name checked her.
Oh, I make money move.
Text us 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is FUN, F-U-N. Text that to 200-200 for your shot to win that $1,000. Again, 5 o'clock keyword is FUN. Get out there and get that money for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb. Jack is here as well. Ross taking the day off for his birthday. Went out to play some golf. By the way, you can see his swing. I told you guys how good his swing was. It's up right now at the gym members page for the Jim Colbert Show. Easy to find. And I think it's on our Instagram page as well.
Yeah, and while you're at Instagram, remember, don't sleep on your chance to qualify for our Summer of Stuff. You find the picture of Jim holding the MacBook Pro. That's the one. You follow us on Instagram, hashtag Real Radio Entry, like the picture, and you might be selected today to be one of our qualifiers for the Summer of Stuff, where we're drawing for some major prizes just after Labor Day.
Absolutely. Courtesy of Code Black IT.
And if you need any details on that, go to our page on the website. It's JimColbertLive.com. The Summer of Stuff 101 is there, and you get all the information on ways you can enter.
Perfect for sure. Again, 5 o'clock keyword is fun. Good luck. Before we went to break, I was telling you guys we're playing Cardi B Kodak Black. Or Kodak Black.
It's Bodak Yellow.
Bodak Yellow?
Yeah.
Kodak Black, is that a guy too?
That's it. Yeah, Kodak Black is another rapper.
Okay.
He's different from Spot 'em, Got 'em, and Pooh Shiesty.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. I have to check my Rolodex.
There's a big hit called Kodiak Bear.
Kodiak Bear, very good.
Those are some big hip-hop stars, and they're all Florida born and bred.
All right, so there's another guy named Offset. That's a rapper, and I guess Offset is married to or the father of Cardi B's kid, or at least one of them?
He is one of Migos.
Okay.
And he is one of the 3 members of Migos.
Okay.
And he is Cardi B's husband when he's not checking out other side chicks.
Got it.
When I'm on vacation, Deb is going to guest host on my hip hop cast.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, yeah.
You're qualified.
I'm a Pooh
She's got the
Shiesty
knowledge.
fan, man.
You're a Pooh Shiesty fan, right? Little Peep. But no, that's not what I'm talking about with this chick. Oh my God, she's such a hag. She's so dirty and nasty. God, what a terrible, what an absolute awful role model for anybody for any reason. But anyway, here we are. Loving Cardi B because she's worth like $100 trillion now. God bless her.
Expecting her second baby with Offset.
That's how you get Jim's respect.
Right, she can spread that 8th grade education around to all of her kids.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
she's showed off her baby bump recently at BET.
Oh, God. Anyway, Cardi B. By the way, you know why she's called Cardi B is because her mom or somebody liked to drink Bacardi.
Yes.
So she just said Cardi and then B. So her name is Cardi B.
Because there's a B on the bottle?
So anyway, Cardi B is with this guy Offset, a member of Migos. He's 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about like her having this kid, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's what I know. When a woman is with child and she has any group of women, friends or whatever, they do the baby shower, right? That's a baby shower is usually
the most hated event that you ever have to attend.
That women gather around and they provide like stuff for the mom and for the baby. Usually it's, for like, you're going to get presents that, like diapers or maybe car seats or, depending on the level of friend you are, you're going to get something for the baby. That's the whole idea, right?
Yeah.
This one I've never heard of. Now I've heard of baby showers and all of that stuff because my wife has been to 30 of them, 1,000 of them, and I've actually been to a couple myself. But have you guys, because here's the thing, they're talking about exchanging gifts. Have you ever heard of a push gift?
Oh, yeah.
You've heard of that?
Yes, I know George Stephanopoulos, when his wife gave birth, she was given a push gift, yes.
Have you heard of push gift, Jack?
No.
Women are the smartest by far, by the way. This is by a billion. So much smarter than us. It smells bad.
Yeah.
Like St. Pete. How do you guys do that? You already have a baby shower. You already got enough gifts. So now you get a gift just for pushing the baby out? Because that's what it stands for.
Well, usually the push gift comes from the father. It doesn't come from your friends. Now, Cardi B could just be doing it differently, but the push gift is usually given from the father to the mother. The one who got all the pleasure and none of the pain?
If there's a C-section, gift off, gift gets returned?
I don't know.
That is a great question.
Because this is really only something that I've heard of in the last, 2 to 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, I never heard of this. I'm like, what? Are you kidding? So they not only do you get the baby shower stuff, but now the push gift stuff.
Well, the push gift is a nicer gift. The baby shower stuff is that's the everyday necessities for baby,
for
the baby genie.
Right,
for the
push
baby.
gift is for the mom.
For the mom.
So now I have to. Well, okay. I don't want this.
No,
to sound...
no. This is gonna sound just that way, Jimmy, and let her rip.
Yeah, you cannot not sound that way.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way you're not going to do it. There's simply, you are incapable, my friend, and I love you with all my heart, but you are incapable of having this conversation without going there.
I don't mean for this to sound insensitive. But God damn, man, are you kidding? Like, what? I mean, you have a baby. Like, isn't that the gift? Why do I need to give you a car?
I gave you a baby.
Why do I need to give you, like, something really expensive? You just had a baby. Like, that's the whole idea. Why do you have to be gifted something for having a baby?
You gave me your demon seed.
I don't get that. I bet not even 1% of our audience.
Oh, ladies, come on.
No, come on now. I'm telling you, there's no way not even 1% of our audience even knew what a push gift was, much less has ever purchased. Matter of fact, let's put that on the Twitter poll.
Got it.
All right. Have you ever purchased or even heard of a push gift? Jack didn't know. I didn't know. It's not like we don't read.
I'm going with heard of. There you go.
Jack, could you imagine?
No.
Having the pressure of giving your wife like something super expensive. By the way, they're talking like, now of course they got a lot of money.
Diamond rings, nice necklaces.
These guys have a lot of cash, but I mean,
right.
And they say these are luxury gifts. This is not a half-stepping kind of, hey, here's an air fryer. I mean, you got to come with something correct.
That wouldn't count?
No.
What about
Jack.
a vacuum?
No.
I'm out.
I'm just going to let you guys just hang yourselves.
Jack's push gift would be the most offensive thing he ever did in his entire life.
Oh, this is awesome.
Here, baby, here's some plastic sheets.
My wife says I gave her a vacuum for Christmas, but I don't believe it's true.
Yeah, because Amazon did.
Someone just texted, I got a gift from my husband due to a difficult pregnancy.
Well, I mean, I can understand that maybe.
Yeah.
Like if you had like you're in the hospital 3 or 4 days, I could see like booking a trip or something. I get that, or doing something like a nice purse or something.
Here's another one.
If you just had a normal old standard, I was in the hospital for like 25 hours kind of birth. I'm not.
Oh yeah,
listen,
absolutely. Because you know exactly what you're talking about.
No. I do have 4 kids. I know a little bit about it.
How was the birthing of them, Jimmy?
I got to tell you, for me, it was actually pretty easy. I had a Coke.
Yeah,
it was wonderful the entire time. But I'm not. Deserve is a weird word here. Deserve is an odd word here.
Is it?
It is. But
well,
I mean, I'm not saying you don't deserve something as a push gift for pushing out a baby. Like, you don't have an option. You can't keep it. So it's coming out. I mean, so once you've decided to give something.
Once you commit to birthing a baby, yes, that's part of it. But for the difference in what they have to go through physically,
somebody said
a gift is not a bad idea.
Texting service. I'm 33 from a family of 5 kids. My dad got mom a push present for every one of them.
Really?
That means if they're 33, their father has to be 10 years older than me around. And they knew about this? There's no way that dude was giving somebody a push gift back in like the 80s.
No, I'd never, like I said, I've only recently heard of this, but another text just came in, and it's true. It's like the rest of the newbie things: baby moon, gender reveal parties, stock the bar party. Someone also texted and said, "Have you ever heard of a puppy shower?"
No, I've never heard. I can't even.
Puppy shower, and they were just recently invited to one.
Well,
had a friend did that and did balloons, cake, presents, and everything
Do
for
you
a
leave
puppy
with
shower.
the puppy?
No, that's to help the new puppy parents, I guess.
This is my kind of woman here. Absolutely, I've heard of it, but I don't expect my husband to get me one when we have our baby. I'll take a margarita, please. That's my kind of. A margarita should be fine.
And
I'll
then,
make it for you.
You know what? And then let's ask her to text back after she's had the baby. Then we'll see if she'd like something else to go with that margarita.
Gave my wife $3,000 worth of Kate Spade stuff when the kid was born.
It's not easy watching your wife give birth. The stress and helplessness that you feel is life-changing. Not comparing, but can't discount it. Thank you, Nottage.
You know, this is brilliant marketing. And I don't know if it was big jewelry behind it or maybe big purses.
Have you ever seen a commercial, though, for a push gift?
No.
Which is crazy. They're not taking advantage of this. They're not. This is just an assumed.
Just got an old buddy that texted me. He said his buddy bought his wife something really nice for a push gift. He goes, I didn't get my wife nothing. Like, I didn't get her nothing. I mean, I feel that going into having a child, you've both made you got to know what's involved with that. You don't expect anything more or less after the fact. I mean, I don't think women expect a push gift. I have to say that. If you go into a birth and you expect something because you had the kid, I don't know. That's a little suspect to me, man. That's a little suspect. I mean, if you want to do it out of the goodness of your heart and give something cool, I mean, I get that. There's nothing wrong with it. But man, if you come out there and they're talking like she expects it, like he better get me a push gift.
Oh yeah.
Well, get out of here.
Oh yeah, and there's even a lot of celebrity shaming. Like, oh well, what did you get your wife as a push gift?
Somebody just texted and said, "Oh yeah, where's my seed gift?"
Well.
Yeah.
See, that's not fair, though.
Oh, no, yeah, it is fair.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Because, that is a gift. There's no question.
And does she get one every time that you get together? Does she get one every single time that you get together?
I make sure that happens.
Okay. If every man in the audience can say that, then...
I will tell you, and I'll even tell you who does it for her. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Our good friend Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, it's called Duracell.
The only thing we ask, make it good. Please. 407-916-1041. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the rest, buy from the best, goldsmithjewelry.com.
Well, officials still working to clear a disabled vehicle that's on the right shoulder but still causing delays north on 417 between I-Drive and John Young Parkway. Heavy traffic continues westbound on I-4 between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road, as well as eastbound between US 192 and 535. It's also slow eastbound between US Highway 27 and Polk County to 429. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Make it a summer to remember with Audible. It delivers everything you love listening to all in one app. Stream the newest hot releases, bestsellers, Audible originals, popular podcasts, and more. Start listening free with a 30-day trial at audible.com.
My God, man, you know it's time to replace that bathroom. You've been walking by it every day. You turn your head. You can't even make eye contact with it. It's so gross and out of date, and it maybe even stinks a little bit. Your family hates it. And even worse, man, it's really costing you those magical moments during the holidays, maybe even during birthdays or graduation events. You just simply don't want anybody in your home because you're so embarrassed because of that guest bathroom. The great thing is you have somebody on your team. It's Rebath of Mid-Florida. These guys can get that old bathroom out of there and get a bathroom you helped design in there. And here's the best part. They have the products in-house to do that. And these are names you've known forever. Moen, Kohler, Delta, Birch Cabinetry, all those companies. That's what they install. This is not junk. These are quality bathrooms, natural stone, travertine, marble, and they cut it so there are no grout lines. Installed by their pros who've been with them 8 to 10 years. And then when it's all said and done, a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And the products are amazing. You can hop online and see them, or just drop by the showroom. That's really the best way. Right up there at 436 in Altamont across from Kobe. That's where you can see some of the models set up, and that's where you can see the magic that they can produce for your home. Your new bathroom is just one visit away. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
Need to turn your home equity into cash? This is Robert Palmer, and home values are at an all-time high. Smart homeowners are accessing home equity at today's low rates, but don't use your home equity to pay closing costs. Let me pay them instead. Visit rpfunding.com for details. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing.
Up early or up late, Amscot cashes most types of checks, day or night, for lower fees than most places. And with more 24-hour locations than ever, count on us anytime, every time.
So, push gift. Yep. Twitter poll now posted. It's on Twitter. It's at Jim Colbert Show. Vote there. Follow us there. It's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Direct mortgage lenders. Brad and the team at We Are Not the Banks. They're better than the banks. This is what they do. They focus on mortgages, either getting you financing for that new home or helping you refinance the home you currently live in. They deal with all types of loans, VA loans, conventional, jumbo loans of all sizes, FHA, and more. And they close fast. I did a refi through We Are Not the Banks several years ago. It was a quick and easy process. Brad lets you know what you're going to need every step of the way. Just go online to wearenotthebanks.com for all your mortgage needs. NMLS ID number 205696, Equal Opportunity Lender.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free? Norwegian Cruise Line is back and sailing this summer. Kick back in the Caribbean or take in the stunning sights in Europe. And with our robust health and safety program, you can cruise confidently. Book today and enjoy 30% off all cruises, free open bar, free airfare, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free.
Ships Registry, the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm a school teacher, and my husband is a firefighter. One day, we got the worst call of our lives. Our son was in a serious accident. We heard Glenn Klausman on Real Radio and called him to help. Mr. Klausman genuinely cared about our son and fought multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian angel.
I'm Glenn Klausman. Contact me at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office, Winter Park.
Every day, someone comes up to me and says, Amy, how amazing is Xfinity Internet? And I always say, guys, I could go on and on about how it gives you more than just fast speeds for all your work, school, and everything from home needs, but I have places to be. I'd also mention you can save up to $400 a year on wireless when you add Xfinity Mobile and get nationwide 5G at no extra cost. But I gotta run. I have a thing. Really, it happens all the time. Can your internet do that?
Save on your wireless bill when you get Xfinity Internet and mobile together for just $40 a month. You'll get Internet for 12 months with a 1-year agreement and mobile with our 1 gig wireless data option. Visit an Xfinity store to learn how our Switch Squad makes switching fast and easy. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 8/8/21. Restrictions apply. New performance starter Internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Compares optimized pricing of top carriers. Xfinity Internet required.
Fence Outlet has the largest selection of fencing options in the state with over 400,000 square feet of showroom and warehouse space. Get 0% financing for 12 months for your gorgeous new fence. Book your appointment online today. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Dunkin' Go-Tos are great deals on 2 of your Dunkin' favorites. You can get 2 egg and cheese wake-up wrap sandwiches for $2, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese wraps for $3, 2 bagels with cream cheese spread for $4, and 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants for $6. America runs on Dunkin'. No substitutions, exclusions apply. Participation may vary. Must buy 2.
Newt Gingrich here, and I'd like to invite you to listen to my podcast, Newt's World. Most people know me as the former Speaker of the House, but I'm also a historian with a wide range of interests. I enjoy talking with experts in their field and the most interesting people across a variety of subjects. I release 4 episodes of Newt's World every week with an effort to excite the imagination of our audience, and hopefully you'll learn something new each time you listen. Listen and subscribe for free to Newt's World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That is how you call us. We're easy to text as well. That number is 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is fun, F-U-N. Text that to 200-200 for your shot to win that $1,000. Again, 5 o'clock keyword is fun. Good luck. Love that old school AC, buddy. Thank you, man. Appreciate that very much. Little Bon Scott.
You see no more lighters at concerts anymore.
Cell phones now.
Cell phones.
That's it, yeah.
Well, that helps. It makes it easier to light your blunt.
Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well every Wednesday around this time. We invite our good friend Scott Maxwell to drop by from the Orlando Sentinel to talk about what's happening out there. Scotty, how's it going?
Let me tell you, when me and my buddy Deuce were catching Def Leppard in concert back in Chapel Hill, there were no cell phones. It was a God-honest lighter.
That's right.
It was a bit.
You suffered a possible injury of a tip burn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those
That's exactly right.
That's right. Scott Maxwell, of course, writes for the Orlando Sentinel. You can read him Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and, of course, find him on Twitter. An absolute must.
He's a fire follow.
If you're a resident of Orlando, it's Scott_Maxwell on Twitter. Scott, how's it been, buddy? How was your nice vacation? We haven't spoken in a while.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy wasn't
I'm
here
sorry.
last week. Yeah,
right. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad you're back. And I know that's just tough. Getting older.
I don't like to blow. I mean, we have you have private conversations with a lot of people that are in this business, or may have name recognition around the city, and you don't really talk about stuff like this. But I know that you and I have spoken, and you dealt with this with your father. That whole degeneration of the dad that you knew. You and I had conversations on my front patio talking about that and drinking some bourbon and stuff. And I'm now experiencing that. And not like you have to because of the memory loss thing.
That's terrible.
My mom can still communicate like that, but her body is, just a full-time dialysis now. And, a number of other things are still going to be big hurdles. She is showing great response to the therapies, but, they're 78, 40 years, 50 years smoking, no doctor visits. It's, it's all the math is bad.
And it's hard I've given some thought. It's hard for me to think of a scenario where both people so do not want to be part of a relationship like that. Your mother does not want you or any of her children taking care of her.
No.
And you don't want to. I mean, you want to because you love her, but you wish that situation. It's just a situation that sucks.
I was reminded of that the other day. We got a good laugh out of it, but underneath the comment, I think was a bigger comment. We were all standing around. I think it was last Sunday or whatever, and it was about 6:15 or so. And she goes, "Okay, it's time for you guys to go."
And visiting wasn't over until 7.
Yeah, visiting was over at 7, but we'd been in the room all day talking about her medical procedures, talking about her future and what's going to happen, and she just simply got tired of hearing about it. You know, she didn't hear anything she wanted to hear. Nothing we were saying is that she's going to be back on that porch smoking cigarettes or doing the thing she wants or eating fried pork chops or whatever. None of that. None of the conversations brought any of that up. Yeah. All she kept hearing was renal diet, dialysis, exercise, no smoking, no salt. And, when you hear that 6-7 hours coming out of your very loud and forceful son.
And you're 78.
Right. You damn sure just don't want to hear it anymore. No. She could not wait for us to leave.
Yeah, she didn't want to hear that from her doctor, and she sure as hell didn't want to hear it from you.
Right, buddy. I wasn't delivering it like he was, so you might imagine.
No, bedside manner is probably not the Jim Colbert.
No, he does know you.
I'm good at it. The problem is I'm just a little too real with it, and my wife actually had to calm me down. She goes, Jimmy, you shouldn't talk to your mom like that. And not disrespectfully, but just, so matter-of-factly. You should treat her with a little bit more,
love,
kindness and
care,
stuff. Because,
concern.
Well,
I mean, there's concern and care, but the problem is she was being so damn frustrating with not listening to me about what's good
Jim,
for her.
But who cares?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
At this point in her life, that's
exactly what my wife says. She goes,
I'm with Tori on this one.
If she wants to smoke, let her smoke. Who cares? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know how hard that's going to be for me? Knowing that's what put her there?
Courtyard. Buy her a pack of Pall Malls. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's
growing
tough.
older sucks. Yeah. Not just because of what happens to you and the aches and pains that suddenly come on, but it's the parent thing. I think is one of the hardest aspects of adulthood to handle.
Well, Scott, we don't call to talk about my problems with you, buddy. So I want to make sure.
Anyway, I just wanted you to know I was feeling you. I'm sorry I missed you, and
that's all right. And I appreciate it very much.
I hassled him for you though, so it was good.
Okay,
he felt like you were here.
I appreciate that very much. So, Scott, I know that you're checking out the paper this morning. One of my favorite times of I don't know what happens every 6 weeks or so. You put these up?
Every 3 months, something
every
like
3 months,
that.
right?
10 weeks. 12 weeks, something like that, yeah.
So letters to Scott from his loving and adoring readers.
So, yeah.
It is a beautiful stew of dysfunction, which I absolutely love reading. For every Scott, you're doing a great job keeping an eye over the city. You get a Scott, you dumb, and then it's just every symbol that the keyboard has to offer, and then whole. At the end.
Yeah, that's
Scott,
right,
you
that's
dumb,
right.
40 things and then whole. So we get the idea.
They used to be kind of creative and use words I could use in print, like douche canoe.
I
but
like that.
Since then they've lost tolerance with me. I think some of those people
a little more aggro.
And sometimes I should say I did have somebody say, you made all of your critics sounded like crude doofuses today. And I do hear from thoughtful critics from time to time, but this time I had written about critical race theory. And I think I was told to F off more times over the course of 48 hours than I have in the previous 23 years I have been at this newspaper.
That's a big hot button. That critical race theory thing, which is so stupid, but whatever.
So anyway, I try to laugh off most of this stuff. And if I put in everybody just saying I love you and thanks for what you do, well, who would want to read that? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but tell us about, when you get those, what makes you decide? Do you just kind of gather up enough to make the column, or do you? How does that work?
So normally, I have a letters file in my Outlook, and when somebody sends an email, or sometimes if I see a tweet or a Facebook post that I think is particularly insightful, or particularly funny, or particularly mean, I will flag it and put it in that, and so I can come back to it later. And sometimes people say interesting things. Like there was one, the longest letter in today's column was from a woman who was talking about the death penalty. I had written about what my problems with why I think there should be DNA testing for everyone who wants it, why Ashley Moody shouldn't be trying to stop it when the prosecutors agreed to it. And it came from a woman who said she was a juror on a death penalty case, and she went into that process being in favor of the death penalty. And by the time she was done, she said, "Oh hell no!"
Really?
Hell no. It was very clear.
That case was tough. That case is a tough one. Because she could have ordered the DNA years ago, and is that the actual? It's a couple years back this could have been done. And there's
this one's a newer DNA, but yes, it could have been. But this, I should be clear, this woman who wrote me, she was not on the Ziegler case. She was just on another case.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
But still,
and she was
being
just,
a death penalty juror was enough of a process for her that she no longer believed in the death penalty?
correct. And when I told her, and she said what became clear to her was that if you came in with a bunch of money and a bunch of really good lawyers, your chances of getting off were 10 times better than somebody who was poor. And that was why I shared to her in my response a line from a Seminole County judge, O.H. Eaton, that I've never forgotten. He said the reason they call it capital punishment is because those without the capital get the punishment. And O.H. Eaton was a guy who sentenced multiple people to death. Multiple people to death, was a fan of the death penalty as well, until this case involving an immigrant who was framed up in Seminole County a few years back. After he sent that guy to death row and came to realize he did it wrong, he said, this system is messed up. That's the kind of guy who gets sentenced wrongly, and if he'd had a wealthy juror. But anyway, when a woman sends a note like that one, it stuck with me, so I flagged that one and kept it.
Yeah, Ashley Moody was also in the hot seat today. I think a Channel 6 reporter, I can't remember his name, but I know his face, immediately asked her about the whole Joel Greenberg thing, like how that even happened.
Well,
and he listed off the myriad issues that Joel Greenberg had, which it would take 20 minutes to even list them all of the crimes that were committed while in office as the tax collector in Seminole County. And they simply asked her, how's that even happen? Like, with all this oversight and everybody's supposed to be paying attention and everything, how does this happen? Like, for years, this goes on.
And the question was, it was outside federal investigations that cracked this case instead of it happening locally.
Right.
So that's the question. The question is, why aren't you? And are you investigating these things, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. And I should check to make sure. We are going to have another story, if it's not up on the website right now. I don't want to get ahead of my friends and colleagues here, but within the next 18 hours, that suggests there were prosecutors in other districts that sent correspondence to people here in this region and said, you obviously want to investigate this, don't you? This is your guy. This is and it didn't happen. And that point to Moody is very good. What I would like to do is I'd like to get Ashley Moody, I'd like to get our prosecutor friend Phil Archer, Dennis Lima, who we like, the sheriff, and FDLE, just get all four of them in the room and say, all right, this guy was a walking police blotter. I mean, literally, he got to 33 counts of an indictment. Can you explain to me how none of you four people who have Seminole County as your turf, none of you ever did anything to stop it until the feds came in?
And that's kind of crazy, too, because I've met Phil Archer a number of times. You know, he seems like a super stand-up guy, and all the work he's done in Seminole County, from what we understand, has been pretty darn good. I just don't and Dennis is the same way. Sheriff Lima is the same guy.
Politics.
I've been around him a long time as well. I just simply don't understand how this could have slid through the cracks. It just simply doesn't seem plausible, considering how outwardly the guy was just not really very clandestine about this stuff.
No.
I mean, it really didn't seem to take a lot of investigation to find out a lot of these crimes were happening. I mean,
some of it was on Twitter.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
right?
That's my point. Credit card receipts are easy to trace. I mean, all this stuff is, you find have employees of him walking people in going, oh, by the way, I'm going to need some extra driver's licenses, and it's just commonly asking people in the office stuff that everybody knew was illegal. Matter of fact, the people made notes after encounters with him going, oh, by the way, what Joel just asked me to do was highly illegal, and then passing that on, of course, and this guy's just skipping through the world.
And if there are reasons of politics behind it, it's far worse to let the feds come in and expose your dirty laundry than if you had done it in-house.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said. I've written favorable, almost fawning columns about Phil Archer before. I think he's been a stand-up guy.
He is.
And done some good things over there. However, I believe there is a culture of do not make waves in Seminole County. And even these people who did not like Joel Greenberg, it's sort of been this unspoken rule that we're not going to go after one of us because then we all start going after each other. And I think it's pretty ugly.
Yeah. Obviously, when you look at a situation like this and you realize who he's connected with that we know, Gates and a couple of other guys, Dorworth and guys like that, and you start looking at the depths of those fingers, then you start understanding, well, just like Scott said, well, if you start scratching that itch, it's going to start itching somewhere else across the office.
Yeah.
And then that guy doesn't want you to scratch that itch because he's got his toes in somewhere. And it just becomes this net that is unfortunate because that's what they're there for. That's not their job.
No.
And
you can
can tell a lot by what people don't do. we're both card players. We like to play poker. And, a tell for somebody is when they don't bet, when they don't do something. That says as much as when you do something. And not doing something is a tell. I mean, this guy's able to do this stuff around some of the most powerful people in Seminole County, a relatively conservative county.
It was.
And nobody notices. It just simply is amazing to me that it came to the feds tackling this guy and then finally bringing him to justice.
And you are absolutely right. I agree with on all of that. And I just checked that story I mentioned did just get posted about an hour or so ago. And what we got was copies of emails from the state attorney in Miami-Dade, where when they realized a lot of this shadiness in this, not the Joel Greenberg
the
case,
voting thing.
And the Senate district race, they found problems here. They found problems, problems in Miami, problems in Seminole. The prosecutor said, "Oh, well, obviously we're going to go after, balls to the walls after the one here. We're going to forward this." And Archer, you probably want to go after the problems up there. And they didn't. And we have as a copy of an email from the prosecutor in Miami that where they just seem to be surprised. The quote is, "They seem not to want to be involved at all, even though it is their jurisdiction that is directly impacted."
And by the way, somebody says,
Wow.
every time you bring this up, the local county shouldn't investigate other elected officials. FDLE should. Yeah, we know, dude. That's the problem. They didn't. That's the issue.
Well, A, what you're saying is correct. FDLE did not. But B, other counties do investigate their other people. That's what happened in Miami-Dade.
Right.
Prosecutors make choices of whether they want to investigate. And right now, all you have is all these guys pointing at each other in that Senate district race. But I think when we've written about before, they've seen the light, they come to Jesus in Seminole. They are going after Joel Greenberg with his sports memorabilia was the most recent thing. But,
I saw that, yeah.
But I hope this has been a wake-up call. But I did have one other topic I wanted to run by you because I thought you'd be interested in
I
it.
do, but I do want to read at least one or two of these things that people send Scott because they're impossible
go ahead.
to.
Yeah. Knock it.
I'll just read a couple that are good. That way we get an idea, a parameter of what we can expect.
You can skip the good.
Scott, just a quick note to say thanks for your journalism, writing talent, and integrity. Paul, right? Scott responds with, "Thanks, Paul. A note like that is very gratifying." And then another one says, "You fried Freed like a bowl of hash. You, Jason Garcia, and the Sentinel are to be commended for your research and courage to expose indiscretions with powerful office holders," right? And you're like, man, that's awesome. And then your mother and father bred you into a degenerate, which was my favorite. I highlighted that and put it on my wall.
True. Well, that's one of the few that didn't have profanity in it.
Right, exactly. Yes. Well, they said dumb bastard, which which we know you're not.
Well, it depends on who you talk to.
So what else?
Those are fun. Dumb. But when you get something, Jim, you know this better than I do. You've been doing the business longer than I have. When you get somebody screaming in all caps, "I don't care what you're saying," you think, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. Because you know what?
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
just sitting here at my house on a Saturday afternoon. I wasn't talking to you.
They couldn't care more.
Right.
I mean, they are really invested. Yeah. So what else did you have, man?
So this one, I just thought you'd be interested in. Last week, news broke that Disney was bringing 2,000 jobs to Orlando. Yes. I love that story on its face. I love that story because these were 2,000 jobs that pay an average of $120,000. That is what we need. That has been the problem with Disney. We've sort of had the low end wages. Burbank, where the company is headquarters, the California company just treats Florida like an ATM. We extract money, but don't have the crappy jobs. I was excited, but I waited. I wasn't quite ready to jump up and down and say, "Yay, Disney!"
Why did you just smell something?
Well, I've been doing politics in this town for a while, and I know what Disney was offering, and that was 2,000 new jobs. I didn't know what they were asking, and as of today, we know in exchange for opening this new campus of sort of professional corporate, workers, which again is good. Disney has will be qualified for between $570 million and $800 million. It is poised to be the biggest incentive deal in the history of Florida for a company. And here's what your point, Jim.
Tax incentive, by the way.
For a company, yes, for a company that's already here.
Yeah. What do I say about leverage? What do I say about leverage? Leverage is what you have against what somebody is offering or what they can. And we have all the leverage. And for the life of me, I do not understand why we make deals with this. And I love Universal and I love Disney. I love what they do for this community, but we don't need to do this for them. We don't need to. We have the leverage. You're here. You can't pick up a theme park and move it to Georgia. It's not going to happen. The cost is too much. And for the life of me, we continue to extend ourselves out to these guys and provide these kind of tax cuts, and you don't need to do it anymore. You know, I mean, that's the thing with Jeff Bezos yesterday when he's like, I want to thank everybody who buys from Amazon. You know, it's just kind of tone deaf. You just got to be a little smarter in the room sometimes. And, I don't know. I think that most people just think that Disney deserves it, and they're going to let it slide because they do so much for the community and just kind of let them get away with it. I think a lot of people just throw their hands up in there and go, what do you expect? It's Disney. And they just learn and they just deal with it. And, when you give somebody that kind of information, guess what they're going to do with it? Well, they're going to form it into a weapon and use it against you.
Well, we've got the governor traveling all over the country saying Florida is the best state in America to do business. I'm not sure how you square that message with we have to give this company $500 million just to stay here. Yeah. And here's the bottom line on these incentives. I know we got to wrap it up. About incentives. 99% of small business people, business owners in general, they pay their taxes.
Yeah.
They do their thing. They do everything. They started a business, they've grown it, they've thrived, and they do not ask for anything. The people who get these incentive deals are the big companies, the ones that have lawyers, that have lobbyists, and that make campaign donations. And it is an inequitable system.
Yeah. Elizabeth Warren had a quote or had a tweet out, I guess, yesterday after the Bezos thing, basically making the same comment about, hey, great job. Now try paying your taxes. Again, you expect some incentive because that's the way you do business with business in politics. Sometimes you have to do that. There's no question. But I just don't know if you have to do it at that level. I mean, again, we bend over backwards for these guys all the time, and it just seems like it's a one-way relationship a lot of times. It's just not fair.
I think that's a very fair point you just made at that level, because if this had been some small deal, I would be willing to say, my God, Maxwell, you are a loudmouth about low wages. If somebody's finally going to bring 2,000 jobs and pay $120,000, maybe I can just sacrifice it and say, all right, let's do this incentive deal. But $500 million? Yeah. $500 million when most people who start businesses aren't getting squat. And I have some people saying, well, it's not a gift. All they're doing is not paying. Well, who the hell do you think pays?
It's a gift.
Mean, those taxes are for a reason. They pay for cops.
Right.
They pay for schools. When one company's not paying, somebody else has to, or they suffer.
If I tell you don't have to pay your mortgage for a year, what would you call that? That's a gift. I mean, that's a gift. Anything like that is a gift, unfortunately. Or unfortunately, actually. Well, Scott, as always, good seeing you, man. You can find him again right there Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, the Orlando Sentinel. You can find it online. That's how I get mine. It's easy, and it's very inexpensive. Of course, the writing there is exceptionally good up and down the columns. Scott does a great job for the city and has for many, many years. Buddy, we'll see you next week for sure, and wish you could join me Saturday night. But
you guys have a lot of fun.
Oh, God, I wanted to take your money so bad.
Well, watch out for Jack. This is hot. I'm a little worried about him.
We have more sharks in the water than Bradshaw. Trust me. This is a stacked game. Going to be gross. We'll see you next week.
Nice.
All right.
Take care, guys.
All right. 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Insperity.
The Milwaukee Bucks are the NBA champions. It's the Bucks' first championship since 1971, and they were led by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson. After winning 2 regular season MVPs, Giannis scored a remarkable 50 points. The Suns put up a valiant effort, but credit the Bucks for bringing the first title to the state of Wisconsin since Aaron Rodgers and the Packers won the Super Bowl 10 years ago. I'm Chris Collinsworth.
Providing scalable HR services, employee benefits, payroll, and HR technology for 30-plus years. Insperity's mission is to help businesses succeed so communities prosper. Insperity, HR that makes a difference. Visit Insperity.com.
Time for new windows in your home, and you know how you know that? Well, you can feel that hot, humid air in your house. And it is battling the cold air, that expensive air your AC is kicking out. And guess what? It's winning because those single-pane aluminum frame windows are killing your power bill. They're killing the feel and vibe of your home. That's why you need to visit FAS Windows and Doors. Get those double-insulated vinyl windows. Seal your home up so not only does it feel better, it sounds amazing. It's so freaking quiet in my house because of these windows that can happen for your AC is going to work way less, which means it's going to last longer. It's going to cost you less every single month. Your house will be worth more, and it'll be safer as well. They can do that with your doors, too. These guys are absolutely awesome, father and son. That's what FAS stands for. You can visit their showroom right now, Fairbanks and I-4. Check those windows out, man. They've come a long way. Pick the ones you love and have them installed by FAS Windows and Doors. Hop online today for your order. FASWD.com.
Do you live in Leesburg? Do you live in Ocala? Or anywhere close? Introducing Real Radio's We Come to You Comedy Tour.
I wouldn't call it a tour, it's 2 shows.
2 shows is a tour, Ross.
All right, man, I was just trying to help.
Ocala, July 24th, Marion Theater. Leesburg, July 31st, Mellon Patch Theater. Super famous people like Kevin Hart.
Nope, I guarantee you Kevin Hart will not be there.
You never know. Tickets at OrlandoComedy.com. Once again, tickets are at OrlandoComedy.com. Kevin Hart will not be there, but Ross Patch and Sabrina Amber will.
Donating plasma is an important thing to do.
But why?
Well, because it helps make life-changing medicines that treat people with rare diseases.
But why?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
But why?
You sound like Grandma.
But why?
Ah, you tell me, buddy. BioLife Plasma Services needs life-saving plasma, which is why new donors could earn up to $900 in the first month. So go ahead and take a break from all the questions and change some lives while you're at it. BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments, and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
For nearly 60 years, the General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, the General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL, that's 800-GENERAL, or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Some restrictions apply.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug. And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb. All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs. Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
One thing I like about IDC is we're very transparent.
Meet John DiSabatino, manager at International Diamond Center.
Somebody comes in and they're looking for a diamond. We're very transparent on what that diamond is.
In fact, at IDC, they'll share with you the inside secrets of the diamond industry. Teach you how to buy like a dealer buys with a no-holds-barred diamond education, including how to value a diamond on the world market.
We don't believe on creating an artificial markup and then coming down on the price, which you'll see a lot of our competitors will do. We even have customers that'll leave other jewelry stores, walk in here, and then the other jewelry stores call them again and taking another $1,000 off the price. Well, what was the real price?
It's different at IDC because there's nothing to hide. No pricing games, no tricks, no old school ridiculous margins.
We look at overall volume. We're not looking at trying to make this huge profit.
It's all about putting you first and respecting your intelligence.
So coming here at IDC, you're going to get the best merchandise at the best prices, and you're going to get the best experience.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando area locations. Online at shopidc.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Twitter. It's not just for dragging people. It's mostly Real Radio, just for dragging people. 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Real Radio 104.1. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your 5 o'clock keyword, by the way, is fun. You still have a few more minutes until we get to the top of the hour and get your new keyword. Again, fun. Text that to 200-200 for your shot to win that $1,000. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack has your sauce jar.
I do. Here we go, because Jimmy in the sauce jar, not only today, but all week long, we have a pair of tickets to Universal Orlando Resort. You get to feel the rush of the hunt as you race through the jungle alongside velociraptors. It's Jurassic World Velocicoaster, now open at Universal Orlando Resort. I rode it yesterday. This is the best roller coaster I have ever been on. It is so much fun. 3 minutes of heart-pumping action. It is fantastic. It is Velocicoaster, now open at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. And we have a pair of tickets for you to go, not only today, but each day this week on each show on Real Radio. Plus, all winners on the Jim Colbert Show register to win our Summer of Stuff, courtesy of Coal Black IT. More details on that at JimColbertLive.com. Back to you, Deborah.
Where the sauce jar is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. Hey, go local with your move. You can be local or residential, commercial. And if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, you'll get a discount. Woo-hoo. So easy to book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Jimmy, back to you.
Thanks, Deb. Who goes first today?
That would be Glenn on one.
Glenn on one. Glenn, how you doing?
Hey, doing good.
Good.
It's actually Gwen.
Jack tried to get me there. He's not that quite in.
He did kind of get you there.
You want to play a little game with us?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Want to play a game?
All right, Glenn, this is very easy. I have a question here, 4 answers. One of them is a lie. If you find it, off to the sauce jar you go, not only for those great Universal tickets so you can experience the Velocicoaster, but you also are registered for the Summer of Stuff.
Ooh.
A bunch of cool stuff, courtesy of Code Black IT. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. On this day in 1853, that's 1853.
That's the year you graduated high school.
The New York legislature set aside 750 acres of land on Manhattan Island to create Central Park. That happened on this day in 1853. Central Park began. Here are 3 fun facts about Central Park and 1 lie that's walking a little too close to me on this path. Number 1, it was America's first landscaped park. Number 2, it hosts more weddings than any other venue in New York City. Number 3, it has 58 miles of pedestrian pathways, 9,000 benches, 36 bridges, 8 lakes, and 4.5 miles of horse trails. Damn. And lastly, Central Park is the most film park location in the world. Which of those is a lie?
I'm going to say number 2.
Ah, dang it. You got it on the first try. Yeah, very good. Yeah. It is not the number 1 wedding thing. I thought for sure that would be a good one. I didn't think anybody would get it on the first try. Good job, Glenn. You are now a winner, and you're in the Summer of Stuff as well. Thanks for calling and playing. We appreciate that. All right. Let's back on hold. I wasn't going to say ruined it because that was a damn good guess. I don't know if she just stabbed at it. What would you guys think?
I like the last one of being true. Most filmed park in the world. What was it? The first landscape park? Was that the first one?
Yeah, it is. That's true. The first.
I was going to go with that one.
It's America's first landscape job. Like the first landscape idea was Central Park.
Good contract. I wonder if it went to the lowest bidder.
Yeah, who knows? Union. It does have 58 miles of pedestrian pathways, 9,000 benches, 36 bridges, 8 lakes. One of them, the Jackie O Lake, is 175 acres. That's a giant lake.
That is.
And 4.5 miles of horse trails.
I didn't know it was that big.
You could ride. Oh my God, it's gigantic. You look at the
footprint.
No, the drone shot of it or whatever, the air shot. God Almighty, it is massive. I've never been there. Jack, you spent any time in Central Park?
A little bit, yeah.
I love
very
Central.
little bit. My sister lives near there. I'll be very close to it in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, nice.
And maybe I'll go in there.
Your sister lives near Central Park?
Yeah, Upper West Side.
Upper West Side?
She got $1 million beach house on the West Coast. She's balling.
No, different sister, but what are you gonna do?
Damn, go live with her, dude.
Very tiny apartment.
And then lastly, still expensive. And then lastly, Central Park is the most filmed park location. Let me upgrade that for you. It really is considered it's the most filmed location in the world. No other movie or no other place has been featured in more films than Central Park.
And you really cannot believe that it's just another park. Central Park has to be an integral part of any visit to New York City. To go to Strawberry Fields where they have the John Lennon memorial or area for him. It's a beautiful, beautiful park to walk through. Some great plants.
I'm going up in a couple weeks, and I'm actually looking for things to do because I've never been to Ground Zero since the tower fell. So I was going to add that, and so I'm looking for more stereotypical things I can visit besides just eating pizza every day. And I'm going to 2 Yankee games. But I'll put Central Park.
Definitely put Central Park. There's a really cool zoo in there too, or
Central
near
Park
it.
Zoo,
Yeah.
So you can rent a rowboat.
Yeah.
Ooh, a rowboat.
Man, you're not going with the.
I'm going to see if I can crash any wedding pictures.
Yeah, we're good. A couple other things you may not know about Central Park before we get to the top of the hour. No Ross Thoughts today because he's out. Before the park, there was a 1,600-person community there called Seneca Village that was created by freed slaves. It had 3 churches, 2 schools, and 3 cemeteries. There was also a large Irish population as well, and of course, they were runoff. About 40 million people a year visit the park, making it the 3rd most popular tourist destination in the city, behind Rockefeller Center and
I would say the
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building,
Times Square.
Whoa!
Yeah, there you go. It was really tough to build. A lot of people look at it and go, "Oh, wow, that's nice. You just just fence that off and mow the lawn, and you get yourself a park." That was not the case at all. It was basically swampland when the project started. You ready for this number? It's estimated that over 10 million cubic yards of topsoil were brought in from New Jersey so that trees and plants could grow because they would not grow in the soppy, wet soil that was the Central Park area.
Take that, New York. You needed us.
Also, there were boulders everywhere. They were deposited there by glaciers over 12,000 years ago. So when you see those boulders all over the park, those are not really supposed to be there. But as that glacier picked them up and they went up into the glacier, as the glacier melted, they were just deposited throughout the park. That's there.
Well,
they're cool.
I would argue that they are supposed to be there.
They are supposed to be there.
The glacier left them there. That's where they belong.
And they're cool to climb.
Now, some of them, there were so many of them that some of them had to be moved. They were blown up with gunpowder. There were so many of them that it's estimated more gunpowder was used building Central Park than was used at the Battle of Gettysburg.
Oh, man.
And that was a 3-day affair.
Crazy. All right, 407-916-1041, top of the hour. Another keyword coming your way. More of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Your chance to win $1,000 is just minutes away on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the rest, buy from the best, goldsmithjewelry.com.
Well, we're looking at stop traffic due to a crash heading south on the turnpike between County Road 561 and Mineola. The left lane is blocked here. Northbound travel on 417, still a stop and go ride from a disabled vehicle stuck on the right shoulder between I Drive and John Young Parkway. Eastbound travel on I-4 slow between US 192 and 535. See traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Shift hiring gears with Indeed. They go beyond the resume with 135 skills tests that help candidates show their abilities on things like computer proficiency or customer service. Indeed skills tests reduce hiring time by 27% on average. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Man, here in Central Florida, you guys know how unbelievably important it is to have a quality air conditioning company ready to go for you. That is Mills Air for me and for a lot of people here at Real Radio, and there's one reason why. They don't let you down. They've been doing this for almost 30 years here in Central Florida. And my man, Leon, set out to do it his way years back. He said, honesty, integrity, that's how I want to handle it. I want it to seem like a friend is coming over to help you. And that's exactly what it's like. When Ryan came over to help me a number of times, especially my new place with that preventive maintenance plan, found a fan motor about to go bad in one of my AC units, replaced it from the truck right there. No problem at all, and no AC downtime. That's impossible this time of year here in Central Florida. Make sure you avoid that with Mills Air. Plus, our Carrier factory authorized dealers, which means up to $2,700 in rebates toward that brand new Carrier unit. Turn to the experts at Carrier. Turn to the experts at Mills Air. Family owned and operated and ready to help you right now. 407-277-1159. Find them online, millsair.com.
Is your to-do list longer than the bedtime stories you read your kids? Let us help lighten the load. The next time you need groceries, order them online from Walmart. It's a great way to save money because you get the same low prices you see in store with no hidden fees. Plus, you can choose fast delivery or free pickup, which lets you grab your groceries on your way home from work. Looks like grocery shopping's one thing you can take off your to-do list. In fact, better put taking it off your to-do list on your to-do list. Order your groceries from Walmart today. $35 minimum. Delivery fees and restrictions apply.
Made in Florida by Floridians. Get the best quality and price on your new tongue-and-groove vinyl privacy fence at Fence Outlet today. Go to fenceoutlet.com and set up your free appointment for an estimate now. That's fenceoutlet.com.
License number C-10252 and C-10803.
At Walgreens, we're committed to the fight against COVID-19. That's why we offer no-cost, contactless COVID-19 testing with same-day results at thousands of locations nationwide for patients ages 3 and up. Our pharmacy experts have administered millions of tests and are here to help when you need us. Schedule your COVID-19 test at no cost to you at walgreens.com/COVID-19 testing.
No cost to you with most insurance or government assistance for ages 3 and up at select test locations. Test results turnaround time may vary by location depending on test type.
On CNN tonight, an exclusive with President Joe Biden. Live with CNN's Don Lemon. A presidential town hall tonight at 8, only on CNN.
Have you been putting off life insurance for a while? With the long application process, medical exams, and blood tests, it's no wonder you put it off. It can seem so confusing, expensive, and time-consuming. But Ethos is a new kind of life insurance. Ethos is built with you in mind. Instead of a medical exam, you only have to answer a few health questions. Our application is 100% online and can be done in about 10 minutes. You might even get same-day coverage. At Ethos, we match you with the right policy and the right price for you from top-rated carriers, with no medical exams and no blood tests. Now you can spend less time sorting through confusing paperwork and more time with the loved ones you want to protect. Go to ethoslife.com today to apply in minutes. That's ethoslife.com. Ethos Technologies, Inc. operates in California as Ethos Life Insurance Services. Not available in all states, and price is subject to underwriting and certain health questions.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Lauren?
Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Any legal issue, Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries, call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio 104.1 has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword GRAND, GRAND, GRAND to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and information. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's GRAND to 200-200. And may your efforts bear fruit.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
heard the man. It's grand. G-R-A-N-D. That is your 6 o'clock keyword.
Or Sabrina.
Grand. G-R-A-N-D. Like the grand ass whipping. I'm going to give Bradshaw for calling me out on that.
So speaking of Sabrina, you can actually see her this Saturday night along with the birthday boy, Ross Padgett.
Word.
They're both going to be in Ocala doing stand-up comedy. It's going to be, let's see, this is at the Marion Theater in Ocala. That's this Saturday. Don't miss it. It's going to be a great night out. Go to orlandocomedy.com to get your tickets. It's Ocala this Saturday. It's actually Leesburg a week from Saturday in the Melon Patch Theater. But it's going to be a great show. Christoph Jean is going to be there. Dwayne will be there. Don't miss it. Again, orlandocomedy.com. Secure your tickets today.
Looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those guys are going to kill it up there. Those people in Ocala don't know what's coming their way, man.
Yeah.
Big-time talent. That is a great lineup. It really is. I mean, up and down that line, there's a lot of good jokes.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here with me. And Jack is as well. Ross, like Jack said, out for his birthday. He turns 32 today.
Yeah. Happy
32
birthday,
years old.
Ross.
Oh, our little baby's growing up.
He is growing up. I got to tell you, his attitude has changed dramatically on the show since the day he first came on the program. He's not very boyish anymore. I mean, he's still playful, but nothing like before. I mean, you can see him like he's growing up. He's, responsibility is a thing. He's taking things a lot more seriously now and, looking more at his career. And I like that. It's time to do that. You're 32 years old, man.
He's engaged. He's
engaged.
He's looking ahead.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what? Yesterday, something happened, and I wanted to give a big thanks. Somebody worked at the station for many, many years. Actually, a couple of people who worked there for years we got to see yesterday because they do a thing called the Theme Park Podcast.
Yes.
And Dickerman, who was with JRR for many, many, many years and is one of the sweetest people you could ever meet in your life. And Jimmy D. I don't know if you guys remember Jimmy D. was with the station for many, many years. We was Shannon Burke show. We worked with Buckethead and a bunch of other shows. Got to see Jimmy yesterday. And I have to tell you, I made so many great friendships in this relationship over for this show and being with this station for so many years. And it is always good to see them. LT, that worked for JRR for many, many years, I think still drops by on the weekends and does shifts occasionally. She works with Hard Rock Cafe now and does a great job for them. It's always good to see her. So it was just kind of a cool little reunion yesterday. I gave every one of them a hug. I absolutely adore every one of them's
which explains
time.
Which explains why he got his vaccine shot today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jimmy D.
Jimmy. He's sketchy. But and real quick, so you mentioned the Theme Park Podcast. Dickerman, Jimmy D, and our buddy Scott Harris over at 96.9 The Game and Orlando City Broadcast. They do the Theme Park Podcast every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. right here on Real Radio 104.1. And our good buddy LT, you can always see her at the Hard Rock Live, and Hard Rock Cafe is where they fed us yesterday, and a big shout out to them.
Awesome. 407-916-1041. Did you guys see the Deion Sanders story that's out right now?
Oh, what'd he do now?
It's interesting you say it like that.
Yeah.
Because, the funny thing is with Deion, the only thing I remember Deion doing, did Deion ever break the law?
No, I don't think so. And with Deion, and the reason I said he's outspoken, but I've always enjoyed him.
Exactly, same thing.
I've always enjoyed watching him play and watching him on the NFL Network.
Right, because, when you would hear Deion, when you hear his name, you would always think, well, controversy. The only controversy is that Deion said something that, he couldn't back up, which is rare because he's one of the greatest professional athletes to ever live. And I would argue that with anybody. That dude could have been an Olympian, by the way. I mean, he's a monster athlete, fast. I mean, he's just able. Professional baseball, professional football, and that was probably just the beginning of it. That guy could have done anything he applied himself to. One of those gifted, true athletes, and he had that gab as well. So he could do the show, and he could pay it off. But now he is the coach for Jackson State football, and he goes into a press conference for the SWAC media. What is the Southwestern Atlantic? It can't be that. Southwestern whatever conference?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll call it that. And where Jackson State football is, I can only assume that's where, I don't even know where that is, actually.
Mississippi?
I don't know. I guess it could be. And he walks in there. He went 4-3 his first year as college coach, was the last year. And when he sat down, a reporter named Nick Suss from the Clarion Ledger went to ask him a question. Yeah, it was media day at Sheraton, Birmingham, so it has to be maybe in Alabama. And when the reporter went to ask the question, did you hear about this, Jack?
No.
When the reporter went to ask the question, he just said, "Hey, Dion," and then went to ask the question. And Dion lost his mind. He goes, "You don't call me by my first name in here." Now, the weird thing about this story is he never says, or it's never referred to what he wants to be called. But his argument was weird because he said, "Dion, I have a question." He says, "Don't call." He actually called him by name. He goes, "Nick, don't call me Dion."
It would be Coach.
Well, I would think the same thing. You would say Coach, Coach Sanders, Coach whatever. That's what you would say. But this guy says, "Look," and then Dion says, "Look, if this was Nick Saban up here, you wouldn't say, 'Hey, Nick.' You would say Coach Saban or Coach."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, people lost their mind. They're like, "Wait a minute, but you're not Nick Saban. You haven't won."
You don't have to win to earn the respect of being called coach if you are a coach.
But that's where that comes in, because that's exactly what happened. He goes, he writes for Ole Miss, and he crosses over several beats. And he goes, "When I interview people, I call them by the first name all the time, including Nick Saban. Like when Nick comes in, I say, 'Hey, Nick,' blah, blah, blah. We go on forward. Nobody loses their mind. Nobody freaks out." And this is that thing where he also does it with Lane Kiffin, who's another big, powerful SEC coach, or was for a while. And he said, "Hey, look, hey, Lane." He didn't say Coach Kiffin or Coach. He just referred to him by his first name. And Dion walked out of the press conference because the guy did it again. He said, "Hey, Nick," or "Hey, Dion." And the guy said, "Look, I'm out. I'm done with this.
Call me Francis, and I'll kill you."
But the funny thing is, in the context of this story and two other stories I read, two other angles from other writers about this very story, they never mention that Dion says, I would like it if you referred to me as Coach Sanders." I mean, wouldn't that be the easy way to do this? Just go, "Hey, look, just call me Coach Sanders."
Yeah.
Don't call me Dion, just call me Coach Sanders. But him throwing Nick Saban's name in there, I disagree with you, Jack.
Yeah.
I disagree. I do believe that there is that you earn the right to do certain things. I mean, Nick Saban has earned the right to be called Coach Saban in that room. And I'm not saying that Dion hasn't because he's a coach, but I mean, I do believe that it's a bad look for you when you step up there after going 4-3 in 1 year of college coaching and then expect the same treatment as Nick Saban.
Okay, I'm not saying it's not a bad look for him to call him out in that spot as he did. However, I think any coach deserves to be called coach when you are speaking on behalf of the team and about your team and about your profession. Coach is the title that is accorded that role, and I think it's common in press rooms. You refer to them as coach. Whether that guy had a personal relationship with Nick Saban, I don't recall hearing reporters, Nick,
Yeah.
Unless they're just shouting, from the sidewalk. But I don't think it's out of bounds for him to expect that, but he might have been able to handle it a little.
Yeah, I do believe, and I understand kind of where he's coming from. If you have a chip on your shoulder, and of course Dion lives with a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole idea. Coach Sanders lives with that chip on his shoulder. I don't know about that. By the way, it says Jackson State's Mississippi, and SWAC stands for Southwestern Athletic Conference. When I read the story, I was like, man, that's a little, the optics are bad there. You shouldn't do that. I mean, it's weird when you start demanding respect from somebody when you really haven't done anything to earn it. His career as a professional football player commands all the respect. I mean, if that guy wanted to be called Miracle Unicorn Running Back 5, Superman face, that's what you got to call him because nobody played the game at that level and did it with professional baseball as well. But you're 4-3, man, in a pissant conference. Earn something and then step up and go, by the way, I think I've earned this. Call me Coach Sanders. And they can do it with a little smile and a little laugh. Handle the situation professionally. But that's never how Dion's ever done anything. I mean, it's getting him a lot of attention here. And I guess maybe, I don't even think that was the goal this time for the first time in this guy's life.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the goal to get attention. I don't know, man. It's just kind of weird to me. I don't like that whole thing. We're like, hey, I work here. I do this. You have to treat me this way now. I mean, I don't know. People walk around with that kind of chip. I don't understand that.
Well, see, for me, it's more the reporter.
Oh, really?
Well, because I guess after he did it the first time, and Deion Sanders addressed it, and the guy did it again,
he's like, now it's about me.
It just could have been so easily avoided if the guy had just said, "Oh, okay, cool, didn't realize." So Coach Sanders, and it would have been a non-story.
Or he could have been a wise ass and say Coach Dion.
Now it says here,
I think he was being a wise ass.
This guy Suss, this reporter, his name is Suss, his last name, and he says, he's referred to Saban and the football coach on his Ole Miss beat, Lane Kiffin, by their first names, along with the Bulldogs national championship baseball coach, Chris Lemonis, or Lemonis, or whatever the case may be, by their first name. So I figured I could call Dion by his first name and everything would be fine. And by the way, Dion knows who this guy is.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a secret. When you're a beat writer in sports for an area, everybody knows who you are. It's no different than the press conferences in the White House, the president, Secretary of State, Vice President. They know every one of those beat reporters for Washington, and they can spot them a mile away. It's the same thing in sports, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Those beat reporters, a lot of them have really big egos.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, exactly. You can hear the ego from that reporter when the coach says, please do not address me by using my first name, and he does it again. That reporter is like, dude, do you know who I am?
Yeah, I'm not going to be admonished by you.
Exactly, because you're not Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I did think it's kind of weird.
Nick Saban.
Why would you bring Nick Saban into it? I mean, why would you go to the...
He's the most famous coach.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you go to the most famous person that's ever coached college football, with the exception of maybe Bear Bryant, and say, oh, yeah, I ought to be compare me to that guy. Treat me exactly like that dude. That guy's won how many national championships? 50? I don't know. My God, he sends half of the effing NFL came from Alabama. That guy put half of the NFL in there. I swear to God, you go to every offensive line in the NFL, you're going to find at least one Alabama player, maybe more. Half the effing receivers in the NFL are Alabamans. Even the guy, I mean,
he's in a press conference just as a coach.
Just answer the question, man. I don't get that whole thing. Just answer the question, all that pomp and circumstance. What do you need a story? Jim. Yeah, call me whatever. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, you do.
A little bit.
A little bit.
All right, 407-916-1041. What you know about that monkey bee virus?
Ooh, we don't need another virus.
You're about to know all about the monkey bee virus. We'll do that next.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mikey, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center. Car crash? Call Clausman Law.
Well, we're looking at stop traffic due to a crash heading south on the turnpike between County Road 561 and Mineola. The left lane is blocked here. Northbound travel on 417 still a stop-and-go ride from a disabled vehicle stuck on the right shoulder between I Drive and John Young Parkway. Eastbound travel on I-4 slow between US 192 and 535. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for a job? Contact Express Employment Professionals and be part of their national hiring event. With one application, Express connects you with multiple employers and never charges a fee. Go to ExpressPros.com, find your nearest office, and call Express today.
Tools Ace Hardware is your place for paint, for sure. Ace, the only national retailer carrying Benjamin Moore premium paint. That's the paint my wife and I use exclusively because it's awesome. Trained, knowledgeable paint department specialists will make your paint project easy to complete. Choose from thousands of beautiful and timeless colors right there in their color center, or let them match up your existing wall color or decor with their precision matching software. And when you purchase a color sample, you're going to get $5 off when you come back and buy paint. And with that extra mile promise they promise to get you everything you need for your paint project in just one trip, or they'll deliver it to you for free. Shop easily at any of their 11 convenient locations throughout Central Florida or online at toolsacehardware.com.
In Season 2 of the hit podcast Paper Ghosts, investigative journalist M. William Phelps searches for the truth behind the tragedy of July 4th weekend, 1981. A massive fire engulfs a farmhouse in America's heartland. 4 members of a wealthy Ohio family are dead, but was it the fire that killed them?
My brother says, Carol, something's up. They're not telling us everything. That is not a fire. There is too much blood.
Listen to Season 2 of Paper Ghosts on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to power, trust the source. SolarSource.com. When you want roofing made simple with next day installation, a lifetime warranty, no money down, in-house, no hassle financing, and easy monthly payments, then look no further than Parliament Roofing, the experts you can trust. And right now at Parliament Roofing, we're giving our first 10 callers $500 off their roof. Call now to claim $500 off your roof. Simply dial pound 250 from a mobile phone and say the keyword roof me now. That's pound 250 with keyword roof me now. Parliament Roofing. Nobody puts a quality roof on for less. Nobody. CCC 1329729.
For nearly 60 years, the General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, the General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL. That's 800-GENERAL. Or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Some restrictions apply.
It gets hot in the summertime, and last year, I'm so glad I found Mills Air because they were able to switch out my old system for a Carrier system, and I saved so much money when it comes to my power bill. It is millsair.com. That's millsair.com. Have them check out your system, millsair.com.
What's your 8-year plan? Because at 7-Eleven, there's over 3,000 ways to brew your personal cup of hot or iced coffee. We've got flavors, mix-ins, creamers, and now there's even more brew options like nitro cold brews, iced cappuccinos, and iced mochas. And with 7 rewards, you can get any size iced coffee for $1. So if you wanted to try something new every day, you'd be all set in about 8 years. You could probably do it in 4. But what's the rush? 7-Eleven. Take it to 11. Expires 8/24/21. $1 plus tax where applicable at select stores. See app for terms.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Team USA is ready for the Olympic Games, and so is Jacob.
Whoa! I've got my lucky shirt and Xfinity Flex.
Ooh, yeah. Jacob's family got Xfinity Internet with Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig and a Flex 4K streaming box free, plus Peacock Premium included. So Jacob is ready for anything.
Go Team USA!
With the best of the Olympics and top streaming apps, it's all of Jacob's favorites in one place. Entertainment starts at free with Flex, included with Xfinity Internet.
Get started with Xfinity Internet for only $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. And get a Flex 4K streaming box free. Plus, ask about Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig. Offer ends August 8th, so go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Restrictions apply. New performance starter customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig speed Wi-Fi requires gigabit internet and compatible X5 gateway. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Peacock subscription required.
Xfinity, proud partner of Team USA.
Now the app you use to listen to all your favorite radio stations and podcasts is also your free music app. Yep, the free iHeart app now lets you create playlists totally free. Hear a song on the radio that you love? Just grab it and start a brand new playlist of oh wow songs. You're one tap away from being able to save all the songs from your favorite stations. So go ahead, get started now. It's free. Do one for every day of the week. It's entirely up to you and entirely free on the iHeart app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Trust the leaders. FAS Windows and Doors. Go to FASWD.com.
Real Radio 104.1.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
I just got a text from my mom saying she's sitting outside enjoying the weather. Well, that's a great sign. My God almighty, man. What a stressy week it's
What
been.
a difference
Jesus
from last
H.
Wednesday,
and
right?
the fact that she can text means she's, even your level of expertise, technical expertise. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I got a text from a guy who's listened to the show for many, many years, and he's in that business. Helps run one of those rehab centers, and he gave me a lot of heads up, which was very cool. She loves this place she's in now. Loves it.
That's
in rehab.
wonderful.
So she's getting better food. She's sleeping better. The staff is very nice. So, man, we've just had a great run of luck up there with some incredible medical care for sure.
Because there's something that they outside of that is their mental well-being.
Yes.
And many people, as she goes through this drastic change, can easily trigger a depression.
Yes.
And it's so glad that she's adapting to the new facility.
Absolutely. 407-916-1041. Your keyword is GRAND, by the way, GRAND. Text that to 200-200 for your shot to win $1,000.
Just wanted to bring you guys some breaking news. This is courtesy of the Orlando Sentinel. Advent Health is considering mandating that staff be vaccinated against COVID-19. But the bigger part of that story is something that we had hinted could be happening in Central Florida hospitals. During Woke News, I told you that several hospitals in Jacksonville already and Miami are limiting visitations, and Advent Health is looking to possibly limit visitors as hospitalizations rise across Central Florida. So if you have someone in the hospital, don't wait to go visit.
I think 5 or 6 hospital employees in New Jersey just got fired because they refused to get the vaccine. So they said, got to go.
Yeah, New York City is getting ready to mandate that its healthcare workers be vaccinated.
All right, 407-916-1041. I got somebody on the texting service just came at me a little bit. It's so funny. It's such the nature of the station, but because it's a much more sensitive society than when this station started, interacting with people is a little bit more touchy. But the guy says, hey, look, I just want to weigh in on the Deion Sanders thing. If you were sitting in a room at a doctor's office, would you say, hey, the doctor's first name, or would you say, hey, doctor? Which, seems like a great point because you're right. And I texted him back and I said, yeah, that doctor went to school for 15 to 18 years to earn that PhD to become a practicing doctor. Deion Sanders went 4-3 in his first season as a college coach. It's a little different. Then he goes, hey, man, I'm just saying what I think. I'm like, nobody's mad, buddy. It's just, I'm retorting, and nobody's mad. You're fine. I don't hate you, I promise. Deb called me a bunch of names this week, and we're still cool.
Like I said, we're family.
407-916-1041. I was telling you guys about the monkey bee virus.
Monkeypox?
No, we're done. We're done.
Monkey bee virus.
We're done with viruses.
It's kind of interesting. Don't freak out about this one. The virus was first detected in 1932.
Oh.
And since then, so that's almost 100 years now, since then, fewer than 100 diagnosed cases have happened. But they did have one happen here recently. A veterinarian, 53 years old, suffered severe nausea and fever for 2 months before, because he dissected 2 monkeys at a breeding research institute in Beijing and died there on May 27th. The monkey bee virus, also known as the herpes bee virus, usually comes from contacts with a macaque monkey, can cause severe brain damage or death. And how do you think the very first? Now, it's so funny because they didn't have cases for many, many years. And then there was a case, I want to make sure I got this right. There was a case where a woman in 1997, Elizabeth Griffin, she was 22 years old. She was an American primate researcher. And a macaque monkey, as she was doing research, threw infected fluid from his body into her face. Because we hear that all the time about monkeys throwing their poo. That's exactly what happened. A mixture of poo, blood, whatever, threw it at her in her eye. It got into her eye like 28 days later and then wound up killing her. That was in 97. That was the last death from this virus until this 53-year-old veterinarian over in Beijing.
Which is the reason why, one of the reasons the vet that I go to, Dr. Palm, he is a zoologically trained veterinarian. You have your veterinarians that are your cat and dog veterinarians, and then you have your zoological, who can treat animals at a wildlife park or whatever. There are 2 animals he will not treat. One is an alligator because, of course, they're illegal to have here in Florida. Don't bring them to the clinic. And the other is monkeys or primates. And he said because they're filthy. They have so many communicable diseases to humans.
So as I YouTube Wormhole, I do a lot of animal videos. I like looking at animal videos, but
seriously, you?
Kinky.
Not cuddly ones.
Oh, okay.
Like hunting, where the animals are stalking other animals or stuff like that. The natural thing of the animal world.
Just a second.
I mean, all the animal world isn't cuddling with cats.
Jimmy likes his animal videos that end like a Steve Martin comedy routine with an arrow through the head.
Yeah, right. Not necessarily an arrow, Jack. Don't get so graphic. There's a gun's fun. But I do believe that the monkey is my least favorite animal on planet Earth because they're so unpredictable. when you watch these monkeys interacting with tourists all throughout the world, wherever they may be, whether it be in India, Africa, whatever the case may be, and you see these things, they're bastards.
You think they're a little too smart?
They're bastards, and they are smart, and they get smarter by the minute. And of course, when you're around people and you're learning the actions of people, you can watch these things do their thing, but they are aggressive, they're violent, and more importantly, they're just not cool. They don't know how to be cool. I do not like them. I don't want to be around monkeys ever in my life. Now, gorillas look fine, but it's an ape. Apes don't seem to have the same aggression or dumb or that whole thing that monkeys have. Apes seem to be pretty chill. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
A male silverback is not chill.
But he's also not. You're not going to encounter one of them at a plaza in India
because they would kill you.
Well, maybe so. I mean,
Yeah,
they've
because
encountered
they're
them in the wild. Everything's
yes,
fine.
exactly. I mean, you with any group of animal, you have to learn what to do and what not to do. You know, for some creatures, like we can smile at our pets.
Yeah.
But to some other, especially to a lot of wild animals, that's a display of showing your teeth.
But a silverback is not going to steal my watch or anything from my bag.
No, he's going to steal your face.
Or the lunch I just bought.
Yeah, he's going to swat you, and that's actually going to break your neck.
Listen, man,
exactly, and your skull.
They're vegetarians. Silverbacks are vegetarians. They're fine. They don't want my old ass anyway. I'm just old jerky to them.
Not just them.
God, I got to tell you, the silverback in a zoo is one of the most. It's one of those things. I have a love-hate relationship with zoos.
Yeah,
because when you go to Busch Gardens and you see the polar bear exhibit, and it's so sad. I mean, this is an animal that's used to roaming thousands of just
frozen tundra,
hundreds of miles, and hunting, and the whole 9 yards. And there he is, just pacing back and forth in an area that's no bigger than a house. Just a small half-acre lot. With a pool, and the thing is just going crazy because it's just going back and forth. There's no real life there. And then you go to the silverback thing; it's the same thing. These animals are the kings of their environments, and here they are, letting fat kids throw marshmallows at them. Dumb. But I mean, I guess you have to. I mean, you want to learn about them and see them in their environment. I couldn't stop watching them. Tori had to drag me away from the silverback exhibit at Busch Gardens when we were there last. I couldn't stop watching them.
Because they're fascinating.
They're and they're because they have a bunch of them. They have females, males, children. Yeah. They were all in this one enclosure, and it's a family, a troop, whatever. And watching them interact, and watching the child interact with the mom as opposed to the dad, and it was nuts, man. It's just very interesting.
It was bananas, wasn't it?
It was bananas.
Did you catch that? Someone had to do it since Itella the pun's not here.
By the way, we do have a Twitter poll up that you can be a part of right now at Jim Colbert Show on Twitter. What did we ask today? I forgot.
It's about the push gift or a push present. Like before today, have you ever heard of a push gift?
Of course, that's when you push out a baby. You get a gift for doing that from your spouse. It's supposed to be something very nice.
Yeah.
Now I have to ask: is there a? This is going to sound terrible. Is there an alternative gift that the wife or mother gives the husband for being the father? Does that happen?
Not that I've ever heard.
No, nothing like that? Weird.
But the texting service did weigh in to let us know that apparently push gifts have kind of a religious ceremony in India celebrating new motherhood, been around for centuries. I'd never heard of it, like I said. Only 2 to 3 years ago did I start hearing the phrase push gift. Still thought it was brilliant, but didn't know that it was tied to an Indian religious ceremony.
I didn't know you had to buy somebody out of Lambo if they had a kid, but apparently it's we were talking about this earlier as well as we kind of move on to these stories we didn't get to earlier in the day, but we talked about this family when it comes to protecting your personal, we talked about this with the Safe Touch ad. You hear them where, that sharing your internet thing, the idea of sharing your internet and the idea of getting hacked. Of course, it's so prevalent now. It almost seems weird when there's a news day without some story about some ransomware or something. This is a little different, though. Because I've not heard, I have heard of this, and I think Code Black knows about this for sure. I'm actually trying to get him to call in on Friday to talk about it. It's called SIM jacking. Have you ever heard of SIM jacking?
I have not.
Okay. Secret Service is warning that SIM jacking is on the rise. This family lost $75,000 worth of cryptocurrency because of this. and they watched it happen.
Ooh.
He literally watched the money come out of his phone while he's on his phone because he got a notification, or he was just checking his account and noticed there was not $75,000, there was only $2,000, and he watched the transfer happen as he was on there because somebody double verified by cloning his phone or jacking his SIM. That's what you do, right? You're basically
the SIM card.
You're cloning the SIM to basically make another phone.
Right.
So if you took my SIM card, you could make a clone of my phone, which means when I call to get my double double verification?
Yeah. It's going to the other phone.
It could go to both.
Yeah.
It could go to both phones, but that means somebody else has access to your account. So when you log in, it sends you a code on your cell phone. You enter that code, and it allows you in your account. If somebody cloned your phone, SIM jacked your phone, that's exactly what happens. They basically have access to all that. So they could do that not only to your accounts, theoretically, they could do that to anything that you had that required that double level verification. Two-factor, I think they call it.
Yes, that's it. Two-factor authentication.
This guy said 2 young boys, single income. They were out hanging out. He was fishing. This guy named John happened to check his crypto account on a smartphone. He said he was stunned that over $75,000 in his crypto account had dropped to $2,000. He goes, I know I had over 70 grand in there. My wife checked with our T-Mobile plan, and the company confirmed someone swapped my SIM card at approximately 3:48 p.m. He said his accounts with Coinbase and Coinbase Pro were emptied as he watched his phone screen. Investigators wrote that his account was accessed from a Windows 10 device, and the IP address, which they printed there, when they put it with X's, was accessed by two-step verification SMS code. They said they were devastated because they've been saving for their 2 sons' college. Do you think they're going to have a chance to get the money back?
No.
Nope.
Whoever hacked us was still taking money out of the account right in front of us. It says the couple contacted everyone from local police to the FBI. The FBI office told her there were similar reports in Vero Beach and that none of the cases included her $75,000 loss, met the threshold, which is $500,000 for the FBI to get involved.
Oh, okay.
They contacted Secret Service, the Orlando field office, and forensic specialists. They were sent to investigate. They said, quote, through social engineering and just the amount of information obtained through the social media accounts, phone carriers believe that I'm you. And then they said there's an online way to switch a SIM card to your own. They have an entire operation that does this. Coinbase is insured because thieves were able to access the account using the proper smartphone. The lost money will not be reissued. Not.
Wait, so they're not getting the money?
They're not getting the money back.
Oh.
It says Coinbase is insured, but because the thieves were able to access the account using the proper smartphone security protocol.
Coinbase didn't do anything wrong.
They didn't do anything wrong. This guy had his phone jacked.
Yeah.
They used exactly what Coinbase said to do, which is this two-factor authentication, and it does. Because they followed the protocol, the insurance will not cover it.
Someone just texted us and said, I am a victim of SIM jacking.
Crazy, man. And I know Code Black, and I saw a YouTube video the other day where somebody was riding an escalator up and the other guy was riding the escalator down, and the girl had her phone kind of in her hand resting on that, that strip that's with escalators to just hold on. And the guy got his phone ready and just walked by and just tapped her phone, and then boom. I guess but the software he had took the information, or at least took enough information from her phone to make it bad. The Secret Service does advise consumers to ask your phone carrier for additional security measures, which include a 16-digit PIN, I guess instead of a 4 or 5-digit PIN, voice print authentication, so that means your voice would authenticate it, facial authentication, or two-factor authentication, in which a code is sent to you and then sent back from your cell phone.
Yeah, but that wouldn't help if there's another clone of your phone out there.
Right. I guess what they're saying is all of that added up is one of the ways that you can protect yourself. Man, that is a lot. That's a lot of security features.
Yeah, but that's the problem. We're having to add more and more of the. It seems like the more life tries to get convenient, the more inconvenient it becomes, trying to stay one step ahead of the people just trying to take. Just get up and go to work.
No, they're going to do that. Now they can take $75,000 for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then not get busted. There's obviously no harm. These guys aren't going to get pinched at all. Crazy business, man.
It is.
I don't know that I would ever stop looking for you if you took 75 from me.
And you know it's serious because he took his glasses off.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I would ever stop looking. I would use every resource. I got a couple. I would use every possible resource to find you. And I wouldn't even care what continent you're on. I would probably come looking.
If they took half your money, would you spend the other half looking for these people?
Yeah. And my wife would be fine with it because she would be there faster than me because I can't.
Jimmy, go get him.
I just don't like being stolen from. Nobody does. Nobody's like, you know what? I can't wait for somebody to steal from me.
Right.
It's just like you said. It's just so lame, man. Just go earn it on your own. You got to take mine because you can't earn it, you bitch.
Exactly.
God, it kills me like that.
Get up, get out, and get some of your own.
And I can't get it fast enough, I guess. Too hard to earn it. 407-916-1041. Back with last call right after this. Load them up, guys. 407-916-1041. Let's get another winner for the Summer of Stuff. We'll do that next.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call. 407-916-1041. Brought to you by Heineken.
This Real Radio 1041 weather report sponsored by Rude Air Conditioning, powered by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And over the next day or two, we're actually going to see lower rain chances than we saw yesterday, and then we'll see this weekend. This weekend, we've got some tropical moisture surging in. Tonight, down to 76, an early storm. Tomorrow's high 94, chance for rain 40%. Heading into the weekend, Friday and Saturday, 70% chance for rain during the afternoon, high temperature 92. Could see some very heavy rains. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year. It's amazing because Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report limitations apply.
Hey, man, do you feel pain and discomfort when wearing your contact lenses? Well, look, contact lens intolerance or CNI symptoms are more common than you think. The causes, on the other hand, not always known. Dr. Filatowski and the Filatowski Eye Institute are a recognized leader in vision correction surgery, specializing in LASIK and corrective eye procedures to help you see a much clearer world. Contacts can cause dry eyes, particularly in the summer, the AC, that bright Florida sun. You got to reach out for answers. Dr. Filatowski can help you with that for sure. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation with the Filatowski LASIK Institute. That's right. That's 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation today with the Filatowski LASIK Institute.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs offers personal loans with no fees, ever. Banks offer coffee. So what's more important, a Marcus by Goldman Sachs loan with no fees that could help consolidate debt, or bank coffee that tastes like bank coffee? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
You don't want to mess with the IRS. They have the power to garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. That's all true. But thankfully, they're offering a way out. The Fresh Start Initiative. If you qualify, you could save thousands. The experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best deal possible. And they have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau to prove it. Call Optima for your free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, don't speak to the insurance company. They aren't your friend, and any statement you give them could be used against you. Injured on the go? Just call Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
A bounce check can be expensive. Why risk it when an Amscot cash advance could cost a lot less? Up to $500 on the spot with no credit check, and it won't hurt your credit rating. Amscot. Some restrictions apply.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments, and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for Last Call. 407-916-1041. Brought to you by Heineken.
Donating plasma is an important thing to do.
But why?
Well, because it helps make life-changing medicines that treat people with rare diseases.
But why?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
But why?
You sound like Grandma.
But why?
You tell me, buddy. BioLife Plasma Services needs life-saving plasma, which is why new donors could earn up to $900 in the first month. So go ahead and take a break from all the questions and change some lives while you're at it. BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
When life-changing events happen, it's important to have somebody there to take the burden off of your shoulders. At those moments, Kramer Law is there for you. If you were involved in a divorce or you're having a dispute with your ex, Kramer Law will be there to take care of you every step of the way. Life-changing events happen. Having a lawyer on your side is the smart move. No matter what the legal issue, we're here for you. Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Office is Altamont Springs.
If your grocery delivery is just okay, that's not okay. But good news. Now Kroger is here to not just deliver groceries, but over-deliver with freshness guaranteed. And the coolest trucks. Literally, they're refrigerated to beat the heat, so your salad always has that farm fresh snap. Sound more than okay? Then order today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Get $10 off your next 3 orders for a savings up to $30. Offer valid with digital coupon.
Wawa y Chips Ahoy han unido fuerzas para traerte bebidas hechas a mano para el verano. Gotta have a Wawa.
Get social with us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Real Radio 104.1. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
All right, guys, last call is now 407-916-1041. 4 lines open. Hop on board. Let's get you registered for the Summer of Stuff, which includes a 70-inch LG TV, a MacBook Pro, or MacBook Air, I should say, and a PS5 bundle, which includes an extra controller, the headset, a year subscription, 4 games. It is incredible. I don't even know if you can buy this package now. They aren't making them. I mean, or they can't get them. We have one for sure, and we're going to give it away with the Summer of Stuff. The day after Labor Day, when we come back to the station, we're going to pull from this this pool of people that we've chosen now, 3 a day, all through the summer, and that way we're going to pick them out one by one. We still haven't figured out how we're going to do this. We're going to pick some names out, put them in a hat, and then draw them or whatever. But 3 people are going to be very, very happy. There's a couple ways you can get involved. You go to JimColbertLive.com. That'll get you in there and kind of let you figure it out. It's going to be through trivia, through our Instagram account, and, of course, through Last Call, which is now all full up.
Speaking of Instagram, shout out to Maggie Dimino is now our today's Instagram qualifier.
Nice, Maggie. You're there. By the way, if you want to do that, just follow us on Instagram. Go to Instagram. It's Jim Colbert Show at the Jim Colbert Show. Find the picture there of me holding the MacBook Air. Click on that, like that, follow the show, and then in the comments, just put hashtag Real Radio.
Real Radio entry.
That's it. And then you are ready to go like Jack just did. We pulled somebody, and we have Last Call coming up here in a second, and we'll be sure to get somebody else registered courtesy of Last Call. Tomorrow coming up, we have, Brendan O'Connor, and we have Colbert Court tomorrow, and Ross is back tomorrow.
So it'll be Theater Thursday
tomorrow. My God. Last week's was rough. I'm going to be dead honest.
Oh, yeah. Last week's was
a little rough. A little rough last week.
Yeah.
Hope he comes correct this time.
It's his birthday, so we're going to give him a little bit of a pass.
We'll do that for sure. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Angela Medema, Kathy Burns, Angela, and Ivan, that big 104-pound puppy from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and Code Black IT for supplying our summer of stuff.
Absolutely. Code Black IT right there in Winter Park, right? Super easy to find across from Agave Azul.
It would be great to have them on because we got a lot of texters at 77031 probably wondering what a lot of us are wondering. How the hell do you protect yourself from being simjacked?
Working on a number of interviews, actually Code Black Friday for that very thing. We have an Olympian possibly calling in to talk about, a former Olympian, I should say. Believe it or not, it's somebody I went to high school with was in the Olympics.
Really?
Absolutely. And trying to get him on the line as well. I think he went for weightlifting. And then Mike Leinbach, who is the shuttle launch director, a good friend of ours. He's going to call us this, maybe not this week, maybe early next week. To talk about all the stuff happening with Bezos and Branson and all this new space exploration and the Artemis program, all kinds of cool stuff to talk about with space. And Mike, I'm sure, can give us a good insight there.
Because we had the crew on the ISS just had to move one capsule to make room for the tourists that are coming next month.
That seems so ridiculous.
I know, isn't that the weirdest thing I've ever said?
Jack, let's get a check of that Twitter poll we asked today. It was based on Cardi B, which we talk about all the time here on the show.
At Jim Colbert Show on Twitter. Follow us there and take part in our daily polls. Have you ever heard of a push gift before? Today, 66%, 2/3 say nope.
Yeah, never heard of it. That doesn't shock me in the least. It's a relatively, we thought it was a new thing. Deb did some research, and it goes back hundreds of years.
I like I said, I've seen celebrity shaming over it. Oh yeah, what'd you get your wife for a push gift?
Jay, a listener on Twitter, chimed in and said, fairly common amongst millennials and older Gen Z. Her body is forever changed. Least I can do is a gift.
I get that. Maybe I was a little harsh on the whole push gift thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a texter who had a pretty interesting question for you on that.
Yeah. I got my wife a washing machine. It was nice. It worked out great.
She wanted to know if you ripped your D when you had a baby.
Oh, that's a fair question. The answer is no. At no point was my D ripped during the making of my children. I promise. All right, you guys ready for some last call?
Let's do it.
Grim Reaper, last call.
Hey, Jim, could you make my job a little easier and imitate the sound of a clock makes for about 60 seconds? Because that's about how much time you have left. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. It's kind of weird. Ross, last call. Ross, last call.
Hey, guys, do you want to hear a really bad dad joke?
Sure.
Please say yes.
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 Okay, all right, awesome. So why do basketball players never go on vacation?
I don't know.
Because that would be called traveling.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was bad.
He said it was bad.
Exactly what it was going to be.
He did.
He
did.
Bad
he did.
Lisa, last call.
Hey, I got a little question for you guys. If you are Russian in the living room, what are you in the bathroom?
I don't know.
European.
Oh, God.
European. That's a bad mom joke.
Stay right there.
Yeah, Lisa.
I hate rewarding that, but stay right there. Dan, last call.
Hey, Jim.
Hey.
It's not gonna be funny. It's not gonna be funny. I'm sorry, but honest to God, I was cleaning out a concessions trailer at the Daytona Speedway when you made the catfish inaccuracy back in the day. But sorry to hear about what's going on with your mom. I lost mine about 4 years ago at 64, so the best to you and yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate that. Kind words for sure. Beth, last call. Oh, God.
I just want to know where in the hell is Alejandro?
Beth has got some.
We could have invited Alejandro.
Yeah, Alejandro. Well, we'll get his sultry voice on here soon for you, you whistling mama.
Yeah,
She wanted to get her cougar on.
Last time Alejandro was out of town last time I reached out.
Oh, that's right. Alejandro, just read the phone book.
Lisa, you are the winner. We're going to put you on. Let Jack grab your information. You're registered now for the Summer of Stuff. You can do this yourself tomorrow for last call. We'll do it again for sure, like I said before. Brendan O'Connor, we have Glenn Clausman with Colbert Court and Theater Thursday, plus your calls and texts all coming up tomorrow here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Pray for us.
Yes, please. We'll do that. All right, let's get the hell out of here for sure. On behalf of Deb and Jack and Ross, who's not here, happy birthday, Ross.
Happy birthday, Ross.
See you tomorrow for sure. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs.
And don't forget, Ocala, Ross, and Sabrina and crew are coming to you this Saturday night. OrlandoComedy.com. Get your tickets.
We'll be back tomorrow morning or tomorrow at 3 o'clock for more